How you doing? Morning. How's everyone doing today? Bruce is here. No worry, no fear. Bruce is here. Bruce is just reorganizing and getting everything set up. He's watching for trolls. He's on troll patrol today. Bruce is here. Welcome, everybody, to Stock Markets with Bruce. It's your buddy, Uncle Bruce from Creston, British Columbia. Hope you're having a great day today. I think it's going to be another very interesting session here on the markets. Lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff to talk to you guys about. I'm excited. GameStop up $1 in the pre-market at 125. It finally got back to where it closed at about 10 minutes ago. It's been down about $3-4 all morning, but there it is. And we're here. People were worried that I wasn't going to be around. Yeah, I'm here. It's all good, kids. But it's just like a hot knife through butter. Thank you, everybody. Am I getting a bunch of comments from you guys of support to, don't let those trolls get you. Thank you. Some of your very kind emails to me. You're sending me email messages telling me how much you enjoy what I do and how it's helping you. Hey, that's what it's all about for me. I'm really, really happy. I don't have an ulterior motive here. I'm not a stock promoter. I don't I have a bunch of shares and I'm trying to get you to buy them and I want to sell them. Just here to try to explain to you what's going on in plain English. For some people, that's just not good enough. That's just not good enough, Bruce. You have to be in it for more than that. After all, it's a sinister world and you should join the party, pal. Cheers from GameStop with Uncle Bruce here from Stock Markets with Bruce. Thank you, all of you who have been ordering stuff on my Redbubble store. Those guys at Redbubble are busy. I think I just ordered some stuff from Redbubble store for myself. I got stuff coming in. I can't wait for that. I'm very excited. Welcome, everybody. And I appreciate you all being here. People were worried that I wasn't going to be here. Good afternoon from the UK. Good afternoon, my friends in the UK, Germany, Netherlands, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway. I'm going to forget somebody. I'm going to France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, all of Europe, everywhere, all over Asia, Africa, who are watching from Africa, Australia, the New Zealand, South America, the United States, of course, Canada, obviously. Thank you from around the world. Those of you who are here, who are catching up with this guy, I'm in Creston, British Columbia, Canada, 3 miles north of the U.S. border. I can see the U.S. from my house on a sunny day, and it's going to be a sunny day today. And Jennifer and I, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife and I are happy to welcome you into our home for several hours a day, and we appreciate you popping in and seeing us and saying hello to us. Love it. And I appreciate that you're all here. Oh, thank God, someone's saying. I was going to like the video, but then he was late. That's unacceptable. I'm going to give him a thumbs down. Good morning. I'm so glad you're all here and that you're joining yours truly for yet another day at the markets. Ho hum, just another day at the markets. And fantastic. Is it too late to buy GameStop? It's never too late to buy GameStop, but it's up to you whether you buy it or not. You have to decide whether it's in your wheelhouse of acceptability. You have to decide what your risk tolerance is for kind of any investment you make. It's not up to me to decide for you. It's for you to decide yourselves. I can only give you the reasons why people are buying GameStop, and I can only give you the best I can. And again, I'll do the best I can for you. Anyway, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. I'm listening while taking the kids to school. Right on. Hi, kids. Study hard. Let's do what the teacher says, and get good grades and no bullying. These are little advisories from Uncle Bruce. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, guys, again. It's nice to see you here. I appreciate it. We've got Scotland in the house. This is awesome. Fantastic. Thailand, Italy. Look at this. We have Florida, Ireland, Puerto Rico. We've got Berlin, one of the greatest cities in the world, Berlin, Japan. Hello from Ireland. Good afternoon from Sweden, Malta, Italy, Ireland, Thailand, Florida. Look at them all. Here they are. It's just everywhere. Singapore, Poland, Swedenland. Fantastic. Thank you for the thumbs ups already for the show. Thank you, guys. That also helps. Australia, man, that's fantastic. There's some bucket list countries here. Good evening from China. Good evening from China. Denmark, Ireland, Sweden, Florida. They're everywhere. You forgot Austria. Never forget Austria. You can't do that. Bosnia, buy and hold. South Africa, UK, Thailand, USA, Scotland, South Africa, Texas. Beautiful people in Texas, East Coast Canada, Croatia, Singapore, Maritimes in Canada, UK, Liverpool, home of the Beatles, Netherlands, Ireland. We got thumbs up. Serbia, the world, USA, almost 2 p.m. here in the United Kingdom, Iraq, Texas, yes, bye, Portland, New York. They're here from everywhere. Fantastic, you guys. Look at all these. Look at all these spots. I'm just whipping them through here. Incredible. Bonjour from Le Montreal in Quebec. Welcome from Eastern Canada. Love Bruce from work. I'm from Atlantis. Merci. Mask Up, Texas. Manchester. Fantastic. Corpus Christi, Texas. Fantastic. Enjoying your live streams, Bruce. You keep it up. Good morning from the failing state of California. Bruce, why don't you buy GameStop? How many times do I have to say that I don't own stock? And I won't own stock. I don't want to have a conflict of interest. How many times? How many times do I have to say it? 20 times a show? I don't know. If you're a new watcher, I forgive you. If you're a regular watcher and you're trolling me, I don't forgive you. I don't have a conflict of interest. I'm here to tell you what's going on in plain English. That's all I'm doing. That's what it's about. You got to take it or leave it. It's what it's all about, baby. Hey, Bruce, why don't you buy some GME? Unbelievable. Repeat the same message a number of times and you're deleted. You're gone. Don't need the nonsense. Thank you, everybody, so much. I appreciate this. Vienna, Austria, and everything else. You're all here and you're with us today. Fantastic. 2,500 of you are here. We're getting ready for the open this morning. I thought earlier, about an hour and a half ago, looked like kind of grim, looked like a lousy opening, but no, it's not going to be a lousy opening. It doesn't appear to be. The follow through to sell stock is not happening. The Dow futures are up 19 right now. S&P down 2 points. Whoop-dee. NASDAQ down three points. Whoop-dee. Who cares? That's fantastic. If these indices were down 2 or 3% each, we'd have concerns, but they're not. The follow through in Europe wasn't solid enough. The Asian markets caught up to the American markets yesterday with a bit of interest rate wonderment. But I tell you, it's all hooey. It's hooey, to quote President Truman. It's all hooey. There's a much to do about nothing is what I'm going to call this, where all kinds of pundits and analysts and people desperate for attention are just throwing up any kind of word, phrase, catchphrase to catch your attention, get your eyeballs for another 8 seconds so that you'll stick around for a commercial. There is no interest rate crisis. There is no inflation crisis. It's just that markets don't go up and down every day. They don't do that. That's not normal. Markets kind of flow. They just flow, and they if you step back a little bit and look back at the last month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, you realize that markets flow. That's what they do, and you'll get an overall impression of a market, an overall overview. This attention span of 8 seconds and whatever it'll kill you. It'll drive you nuts. It'll take you over the edge, and you'll lose all sense of reality because you get sucked in with these 8 second attention span specialists who are just trying to get you to pay attention to my keys. I'm shaking them. That's what it is. And we as adults know that if we have a little one in the house that's going kind of crazy, we have to divert their attention away from what it is they're doing to get them to do something else. And so you find something to get their attention, and they look at something else, and they don't do what they were gonna do, and that would have caused a problem. That's what happens with adults too. It's going on all media around the world, and what can I say? Do I have to say this? Yes, I do. I have to say this to a lot of folks out there, and I get it. Look, I'm 65, okay? I'm an old guy. I'm 65. As far as the advertising community is concerned, over the hill, out of the demographic, ignore this guy. He's just a ranting and a raving. That's all he's doing, and he knows nothing because, the world is all about 25 to 34-year-olds. That's it. Well, I have news for you. A lot of old people like me, and I'm not that old, but there are a lot of seniors out there, 55 and older. They inherit their parents' wealth, grandparents' wealth, eventually, in many cases. They have grown savings over decades of just, hard work and dedication to their families. They've grown equity in their homes. They've grown equity in other investments. And that's where the money is, kids. The money is 55 and older. And who has the most money at 55 and older? Women. Get it through your noggins. Women have most of the cash, most of the wealth on this planet. All you see on CNBC, though, are old white-haired farts like me who are billionaires that couldn't get a job, a day job if they tried, but they've amassed billions of dollars and have all kinds of underlings serving them. And that's who they interview. They interview the big time wealthy people of the world. And that's okay. That's the way it is. But the bottom line is, when those guys die, their wives inherit everything. And how many women out in the world are sitting on a lot of wealth? And women do not act like guys act when it comes to investing and building a portfolio and managing an estate. It's completely different, and I like it. I like how women are with money, generally speaking. Although some love to spend everything they get, but as they mature out, they realize, oh, I got to start saving, and they get disciplined and they stick to the program. And I don't have very many female viewers on this channel, but I welcome each and every one of you. If you are of the female gender, I welcome you here, and I hope that you feel welcome. I hope you feel comfortable here. You're surrounded by testosterone levels you cannot believe, and my job is to try to calm everybody down. And sometimes I have to take excitement away because it's just overhyped excitement, and the hypers hate that because they just want this to go. But ladies, you're more than welcome to join me here. I so appreciate it. Jen and I, we talk about this all the time. I'm so blessed. I have a daughter, so I'm surrounded by two very important females in my life, and I'm constantly educated and aware of women's issues in every facet of life. And I'm blessed. I really am. So welcome, gals, to the show. Welcome to this channel. If anything offends you, I apologize in advance because I'm surrounded by a lot of guys, and it's a locker room atmosphere from time to time. And I just trying to moderate it as best I can. If there are trolls attacking us, don't be surprised. They come in waves from time to time. I try to stay on top of them, but it's it is what it is. We're dealing with things behind the scenes here because this channel is growing at an unbelievable rate. And again, all of you who've been supporting this YouTuber, oh man, are you guys special? So special to us. Thank you. Alibabo, thank you for this 200, is that Swedish kroner donation? I don't even know what, I think that's what it is. I have no idea what this is worth. Good morning, Bruce. I bought 50 shares of every SPAC you've been talking about except for one. 5 SPACs in total. Hope it goes my way. Love you, Bruce. I will talk about SPACs today. I've got more information about SPACs. I got a lot of stuff to cover today, and I will get to this. Let me just kind of, again, review comments that are coming through. Many of you here. Ladies are here. This is great. Long Island girl, you remind me of my uncle. Thank you. Ladies, welcome all. And I'm so glad you're here. Tell all your friends that Uncle Bruce is an okay place to go to. At least I hope you think it is. And if you like it, please pass it on. I would love to have a much higher ratio of men versus women here. I really would like to have a higher number of ladies watching. As we reach 100,000 subscribers very shortly, as the way it looks like it's going, and then we go beyond that. I don't want to be a 99% male-only channel. That's not what I'm after. And I think the women are now approaching about 8 or 9% that are actual female subscribers unto themselves. I have a lot of couples here, a ton of couples here, which I love too. And of course, the channel could be in the male or female name. I don't know. YouTube doesn't know, whatever it is. So I know I have more than 10% female watching, but I would really like to get that number up. So again, gals, welcome to my channel. And if I need a dope slap, give me one. I'm not adverse to being told you're saying this wrong, or this is not right, or what have you. That's reasonable too. GameStop just touched 127 a few moments ago. Should we read anything into it? I don't think so. It's just pre-market improvement. Again, the volume on GameStop this morning, 187,000 shares. That is zero. That is nothing. That is really quiet. And yet it's up now a couple of bucks from the close, even though all morning it was around 122, 121, 120 and a half. It's now 126.50, 127 range. A good indication, I guess. I have no complaints. We'll see how the market, how this is going. Okay. What else do we have? Again, thank you, all of you. Thank you. Estrogen is powerful. That's right. We need more female investors. Let's go. Give Bruce a like, you guys. Women run the world. Ladies, ladies. I learned to respect the female gender from my father, from a very early age. Right off the get-go, man, oh man, did I get the message. It didn't take much for me to absorb the message because I agreed with everything he was telling me. Thank you, thank you, gals, all of you. Thank you. My father was such. You want to talk about an influencer? I was the luckiest guy in the world. And at the time, I loved him and everything, and I was really a fan of my dad. He was a hero to me. But it's not until you get older that it hits you. It just hits you, and you go, "Oh my God, this guy was really something. He was ahead of his time." I remember my father and I hanging out when I was 7, 6. This is 1961, 62. And he was, and I also forget that he was only 31 years old, 32, talking to me like a man would talk to a man. Like, when we were together, he didn't have to say it often. He would say, when we're alone together, we talk man to man. That's how this is. I don't talk to you like a 6-year-old baby anymore. When you hang out with me, you're a man with me. We are men. We're the only men in the household. There are 2 sisters. There's your mother. We're outnumbered. So it's man-to-man talk. And the first rule was you respect your mother to the nth degree because she's the boss. And it was pretty cool. Like I say, when I grew up, in school and as a teenager and all this stuff, I saw the upbringing that others had, that others had in my community, whether they were friends of mine or they were just classmates, or they were on the sports team. High school, right? High school, junior high. You're surrounded by. In my case, I was in a high school with 1,500 kids or 2,000. I don't remember, lots, and I saw everything. I began to realize, oh my God, there are some real jerks here. There are going to be some really ugly adults coming out of here because you're surrounded by all society. And if you don't pay attention to it, it just passes you by. You don't realize it. But I was taught to be a people observer. Watch your surroundings. See who you're surrounding yourself with. The people around you, their character is a direct reflection of their parents and their grandparents. And I'm going, that's right. Of course, if you live in a house for your entire existence and you're now 14 years old and you have an attitude of this, where did that come from? Well, what have you been exposed to for your entire 14-year existence? Duh, you know. And so I became an observer of people, and this has helped me. This has helped me a lot. And again, thanks to my dad, thanks to my mom. And here we are. So here I am today, an observer of what's happening, giving you what I can, what I can tell you about what I see going on. It ain't all pretty. I'll tell you that. But gals, thank you. You're welcome here, and I want this to be a comfortable place for you. I love to have this channel be PG rated if I can possibly get there, and we're working on it. Again, thank you. A new channel idea: Understanding Women with Bruce. Oh, Bruce is a preschooler when it comes to this. I mean, I try, but oh my gosh, thank you everybody. Anyway, here it is. I'm just giving you what I know, what I've got, what I see. I'm always looking at the comments, so I'm not ignoring you. I know I should be doing this and looking at you all the time to pay attention to you, but I'm watching these comments to read them, and then you see them because I am a one-man army here. And thank you guys so much. Is GameStop going to be a two-bagel bagel? Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody. I'm glad you're all here, and love that you are with me today. And I hope we have a good day today. I hope we have some fun today. And by the time this show is over, you'll just be more aware of what's going on in the world, in the markets, from the stock market point of view, courtesy of me, from this guy's opinion. I'm just giving you my viewpoint. I'm not telling you, I can't tell you that I'm right. I can't tell you that I'm the only source you should go to for information. I'm not. I'm just one guy sitting in front of a computer begging people to like him. That's it. Love that movie with Julia Roberts and the gang. That was a great movie. I love that movie. Thank you, everybody, so much. What else is happening? I cannot keep up with these. Some of these donations are coming in. I can't keep up with you guys, which is a nice problem to have, I admit. Thank you, Marcus. Britain Sarah. How likely is a 10% down today to lock in the restricted stock shorts trading restriction for tomorrow on GameStop? Really hoping the price gets a little down again to buy some more. Love you, Bruce. Greetings from Germany. Guten Tag aus Deutschland. Willkommen to my channel. I'm very tired, but I'm excited. I have very limited German skills, and I do the best I can. I have a lot of viewers from Germany, and I love Germany. My mother was German, and so I have relatives there. Warm, fuzzy feelings for all of you. Those of you in Europe joining me, blows me away. Just blows me away that so many Europeans watch this show. I am humbled, just humbled. GameStop, look, we're talking about a potential 10% down dip. Why is that a good thing? Why would anyone want the stock to go down 10% from yesterday's close? Let's say first thing this morning. What's the possible good that could come from that? I mean, don't we just want the stocks to go up all the time? Isn't that what we always think? I warn you, I try to warn you folks, to be on the lookout for the fact that it is a possibility that every day we open up on GameStop, it could be that within 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, the stock drops 12% in value for like a minute or two. And then it might pop back half that after a few minutes. And then after 10 or 20 minutes, it might be back to where it started from. And it's kind of gone through the first jolt, and we're okay. Why is that a good thing? And why does it happen? And why could it happen? And what's the advantage of it? And the reason is, on the New York Stock Exchange, where this stock trades at, the New York Stock Exchange, if any stock drops during the day 10% or more during the hours of the market from the close of the previous evening's market close, the stock is immediately placed by computer system. This is an automatic on a short restricted list. And that means that short traders who want to sell stock and buy it back later at a lower price, they're now handicapped in their efforts to sell stock here. So if you sell 1,000 shares right now at 126, even now in the pre-market, you sell 1,000 shares at 126 short, and it opens at 120, or in the first 5 minutes it's at 120. Let's just say you buy it back, you made $6 a share. You made $6,000 if you're right. But for the market as a whole, if the shares drop by 10%, the restriction list is designated. It's designated as a restricted short selling stock for the day today, the rest of the day, and all day tomorrow. And that means that short sellers cannot sell stock short on the New York Stock Exchange during market hours at any price they can get paid at. In other words, if they see the stock at 124.50 and they already are short a lot of stock, and they notice that there are not a lot of buyers between 120 and 124.50, there's about 10, 15,000 wanted, but not 200 or 300,000 wanted. They might take a run at the stock by just selling more stock that they don't have to add to their short position they've already got, and they'll start offering, giving stock or selling stock to the buyers who've declared what they want. And so the highest bidder is the first that's up there, and that bidder gets filled. And then there's a bidder 1 penny below that bidder, boom, gets filled. There's a penny, 2 or pennies later, there's 2 or 3 buyers. They want 100, 300, 800 shares each. Boom, they got their stock. The next bidder is 40 cents lower. You got it. The next bidder is 20 cents lower. You got it. Then there's the bargain hunters who are thinking, well, if I can get this stock $2 less than it's trading at, I'm buying it. They've got buy orders in there on the hope it might come down. They get their stock too, all in 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Sold, sold, sold to you, sold to you, sold to you. You got it, you got it, you got it. And the stock is going down, 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 down. And you, and millions of other people who are watching GameStop and other stock, the alerts pop up on your phone. Some of you have trade alerts with depending on the firms you use and all the gimmicks they're offering you. And it's the stock is off 3%, it's off 4%, it's dropping. And now everyone's going, what's happening? What's wrong? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong. There's a shorter slamming every buy order they can find in the first minute they can find it, and trying to get the stock down to 120 from 124 to make it look awful. And their objective is to get more people to join them. They're trying to create a false sell tsunami wave, and they want others to come with them with the second wave and the third wave to panic people out, thinking that it's all over. This is done. The stock's going back to $20, and that the analysts were right on Wall Street that this stock has no future. They're just trying to create that kind of atmosphere, and so they might go to 120. They might continue on, and if they do that, like I said, without restriction, they can hit every sell order or every buy order, that exists. They can just hit the buy orders, boom, 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 and drop the stock right down to where they want it to go within reason, because they might have $5 million of sell power behind them. They've already sold $100 million worth of stock, or $20 million worth of stock. They want to sell $1 million more, but this $1 million, they want to drive that market down to 115. They want this thing to look like crap. And then what are they doing? They're sitting at 112 with buy orders, but they don't want you to know that they need 1.5 million shares. They don't want you to know that. So they're not going to show, I'm prepared to buy 1.5 million at 112. Because if we know that, the people put this together, go, that's a shorter covering their position at 112. We're not going to let them have any at 112. We're going to bid 113. There's going to be buyers in front of this guy. So you'll never show his hand. This is poker. You hold your cards close to you. So the buyers this buyer will pick up stock, but he won't pick up all the stock for sale, because if you do that, you're showing too much strength, and it's all psychology, and it's all head games going on in a nanosecond kind of way. And traders are trying to figure out the trend of the market, the direction of the market, the flow of the market, and who's up to what. And so, without a trade restriction, as in like right now, there's no short trade restrictions. A short seller can do this anytime they want. They could have done this all morning in the pre-market because there are no restrictions anyway. But on the first minute of the trading day, which will be in 26 minutes, we open up in New York, we're going to see how the stock opens up. And it will be interesting. Now, There are a lot of investors, hedge funds and other big investors who own GameStop. They have a lot of shares. They like the future of this company. They believe that the folks who are short the stock, who've been, who are negative on it, they believe that they're on the wrong side of the trade. They think the shares can go much, much higher long term, not just now, but down the road. And so they know the game. They know these games. I'm talking about professionals here, not day traders. I'm talking about the pros. The pros know all what's going on between pros. The buyers know what the sellers are thinking. The sellers know what the buyers are thinking. This is no trade secret. This is stock market 101 when it comes to hedge fund trading, trading desk action, floor trader knowledge. Stockbrokers across the board who pay attention know this stuff. All branch managers know it. All office personnel that clear these transactions, they all know psychology of the market. They know everyone's thinking and brains and whatever. And we're all wondering, well, who's winning today? That's what we ask. We as brokers are going, who's winning today? The buyers or the sellers? Well, the Dow is up 32 points on the pre-market. Looks like buyers are winning at the moment. Are they winning big? No. Are losers losing big? Shorters? No, it's only up 33 points on the pre-market. Nothing much. S&P down 1.7. It's a standoff. NASDAQ is down 4 points. It's a standoff. So there's no winners, no losers on these markets at the moment. So we don't know where it's going to open at. We don't know. It's the market. The pre-market is not telling us what the market is going to do. And so those who want to buy and those who want to sell are got their hands right here, and they're waiting. Let's get any closer to watch the opening. Okay, that's the game. And you folks, retail investors, you are part of it. If you own stock, whether you like it or not, you're part of the game, but you're not in the game. You're not at the poker table. You're kind of behind the players watching, or you're watching on TV to see what they're doing. But what you don't see on television, unfortunately, is like on poker on TV, you get to see the cards the players have. You don't get to know that, unfortunately. I can help guess with you, but you can't. All right. If the shares this morning on the opening were to drop from approximately, I think we closed yesterday at 124.18, if they were to drop $12.42 at any time during the day today from that price, which would take us down to 112, 111 something, 111.80, 111.75. If the shares trade just 100 shares, that's what we call a board lot of stock, 100 shares. If a 100 share trade takes place at 11.80 or 11.75, that would officially make the stock will have dropped by at least 10% during the trading day, and immediately the computers click in and go, you can't short the stock at any price you hit the bid at. You can now only short the stock on upticks. The uptick rule comes in. This used to be the way it always was. There was always a short selling rule called you could only short sell on upticks. They removed that because a lot of traders wanted the action to pick up. And they said, oh, this is good for liquidity. We want to have liquidity. Let people buy and sell more. No. It allows short sellers to slam every bid they can get their hands on and artificially drop a market for a while and panic people out. That's what it really is. Don't think it's liquidity. Don't buy it. It's a farce. In any event, the uptick rule will come into place. And that means if you want to sell more stock short, or any stock short, you don't have a position, you want to create a position, or you're adding to an existing position, you cannot hit just the latest trade bid. You can't hit the bid behind that bid. You can't hit the hit. You can't do that. You can only offer stock at a higher price than the last trade of the stock, all during the day and all day tomorrow. So right now, 125.54 is the last trade I see at this second. You cannot hit that bid if you're a shorter. You can only offer stock at 125.55 or higher. Now, this stock jumps around 20 cents per trade sometimes. It'll jump 10 cents back and forth. That's what this stock is. This stock is a mover. This is a volatile stock in that, like yesterday, it was 113 something for the low and 127 for the high. That's a $14 move that this stock had yesterday. So the optimist is saying, wow, $14 move on a $113 stock, because that was the low, that's more than 10% intraday. The pessimist will go, well, yeah, $14 move from a $127 high, still more than 10%. So the stock move anywhere, what your calculations are, it could be 11 to 15% yesterday. That's what it did. That's a volatile stock. Apple doesn't do that. The Apple shares, they might be at 125 and they might be as high as 127, as low as 123 a typical day. That is not 10% movement in it. It's 1 or 2% fluctuation. The Dow Industrial Index itself can be down 1 or 2% during the day at one point in time, but then could be 1 or 2% higher during the day and then end up virtually unchanged. Same with the NASDAQ and with the S&P 500. So if you want to get an overall idea of the market direction, you look at the indexes and go, how are the indexes doing today, this week, this month, this year, this decade, whatever. But on the stock, like GameStop, you've got volatility. So if you can only sell GameStop on upticks, you can only offer stock. Now, look, shorters can really play games here. If I'm short 1 million shares and I want this thing to go down, and I got hundreds of millions of dollars of power behind me to short more. My bosses at the hedge fund are saying, Brucey boy, I don't want this stock going over 130 bucks a share, or you are fired. And here is all the money in the world to make sure that doesn't happen. Well, trading at 126.17 right now, I can offer it at 126.18 if I'm, again, under the restricted list. And I could put 100,000 shares for sale there. And I could put 100,000 for sure, any amount. But as an example, I'll offer 100,000 at 18 cents, and then 100,000 at the 19-cent level, and 100,000 at the 20-cent level, and 500,000 at the 21-cent. I mean, I can put a wall of stock for sale at any price I want over the last trade, so that if you take it from me, those are uptick buys. You're buying from me on an uptick. I'm following the rule. And I'm showing you my hand. I'm showing you I'm a poker player with a big stack of chips. And I'm putting the chips in the middle of the table. I'm saying, I'm betting that you won't want 1 million shares from me right now. Here they are. Here's 1 million shares at increments of a penny per 100,000 or whatever it is. There you go. Take them if you want. Now, buyers will look at that and go, whoa, look at that. 1 million shares for sale within a dime of the offering. Holy crap, what's going on here? And then they're looking if anyone else is joining these guys, because there might be 2 or 3 other short sellers that pile in because they get the alerts. They'll look at all the stock for sale. Oh, there's a big position here. And so all of a sudden, 4 or 5 other short sellers join in the party. Now there's 5 million for sale between 128.10 and 128.30, in the 20-cent range. There's 5 million available. The buyers, who are long-term investors who want to get stock and they feel the upside is there, they're sitting there and they're chuckling, chortling, like James Bond at the poker table. He's chortling because the bad guy just put in $2 million to bet, but he knows the guy's bluffing. He's bluffing. He's really trying to just scare the market down with the big move. You get people on poker tables betting all in to scare everybody off, and then they can take the pot, whatever the pot was, plus their money. Now that's all theirs. But if you're James Bond and you've got the power of the UK government behind you, and CIA's helping UK government, you have more money than the guy who's trying to short it. And perhaps after a minute or so, or within 30 seconds of all this power coming in on the sell side, 1 or 2 or 5 buyers automatically, they get the alerts. The buyers go, look at all the stock for sale. Oh, look who's selling it. So-and-so selling it. This house, this house. Well, I know that's Fred over at this hedge fund. Oh, that's got to be Charlie over at that hedge fund. And those guys have been shorting this thing for months. They're always on the short side. And the trader calls his boss and says, hey, listen, there's 5 million GameStop for sale within a 20-cent spread. These are the sellers. You want to take a run at it? And the guy might say, buy it all, and then buy 1 million more, offer to buy 1 million more with a bid, and just take him out. So he just goes to his computer screen and he goes, and within a second, all 5 million are gone. He bought them. He got them all. And now he's bidding for 1 million more, 10 cents higher than the last buy he just made. You think that doesn't cause a stir? Whoa, that lights up everybody's computer screens. They're just going nuts. And I've shown you pictures of traders with 9 screens in front of them. They have 9 screens. 2 of them are just flashing like this, like alert, alert, alert. All hell is breaking loose on GameStop. Again, I'm just using this as an example to explain what's going on out there. All right. You will never see this. I will not see this in real life because we're not in the trading room of these guys. We'll never be allowed in. This is happening and it's pretty heavy stakes. So all of a sudden the shorters are going, oh my God, they took all our stock. And it didn't work. We didn't get the market down to nickel. It didn't go down at all. We're on the restricted list. We can't hit the bids. We can only offer on an uptick. We put up what we thought an impenetrable wall of stock, and a buyer or 2 or 3 just came and took it. They just bought it all. We're now short another 5 million shares. Oops. And now the buyer's prepared to buy 1 million at an even higher level. The street, all of the retail investors are going, well, what's going on? The stock's trading like crazy. And people are guessing, is this a good sign or a bad sign? Because somebody wanted out, somebody wanted in. What's happening? Welcome to the psychology of the stock market. That's why a lot of traders and ex-traders and ex-brokers don't have a lot of hair on the top of their heads because it falls out. And so here we are. That's the short tick rule. Now, that's an extreme example. I just wanted to just give you an idea. Maybe it's Hollywood that I'm talking about here, giving you the wildest of examples. By the way, I got to say one more thing. This just kind of popped in there. I do read what people say about me. just anyone wants to, if anyone's curious, I do read what people say about me on social media. I'm curious, what are people saying about stock markets with Bruce? What are they saying about Uncle Bruce? And so I read the Reddit postings. I read Wall Street Bets. I read what people are posting inside Stock Markets with Bruce subreddit page. I read that. I read what people are posting on my Stock Markets with Bruce Facebook group page, which you're all welcome to join if you like. We now have over 1,000 followers of this thing. I only created that page 2 weeks ago. We have over 1,000 people inside the Stock Markets with Bruce Facebook page. I'm sure we'll reach 10, 15,000 over a few months. So come on in, you're more than welcome. I review all applicants. And if you are a Facebook joiner as of 2 days ago and you live in Nigeria, your odds of getting into my group page are nil. The bots are trying to get in everything. Anyway, I read the comments if I can, and I do see the odd criticism of yours truly. I also read a lot of comments about what people think, who they think I am, or what they think I've done in the past, and why does he do this? And then there's the conspiracy theories of why is he there, and what's he all about? What's his real motive? What's with this guy? And you know, a lot of people go, I love this guy. I love what he's doing. Others, I hate this guy. Others go, he's giving information. He's a pump and dump master. I'm sure of it. We've got it all. We've got it all. And I read the comments and I chortle because I'm going, I actually don't even think it's me. I read about this guy, this Uncle Bruce, and I go, he's an interesting character, isn't he? He has quite a unique persona out there. It's like a third person to me, almost. It's quite funny. So many critics, which there are critics, so many of them are so wrong on what they've been guessing about me. There was one guy out there who says that I just moved from the Cayman Islands 2 years ago, and I'm here now in Canada. Really? Obviously doesn't watch the show. I lived in Canada. I lived in the Cayman Islands back in 2000, around 2000. And I did a lot of business there for years and years and years, traveled there all the time on business. But I haven't lived there 20 years. So again, folks are trying to fill in the blanks about who this guy is and what this guy does and what he's all about. And there's got to be something really bad about this guy, because after all, he's a 65-year-old loser, a former broker that doesn't trade anymore and is not employed by a brokerage firm. And he's sitting in his house in British Columbia somewhere, trying to get people to like him on YouTube. I mean, what a pathetic excuse for a human being that is. Again, I get such a kick out of these comments because I look at it as a character. I remember, and I'm not comparing myself to this individual or these people, but I remember about, what was it, 15, maybe longer, 15, 20 years ago. Oh God, time flies. You remember the Beatles anthology when the Beatles came out with their, they were agreed to be interviewed about their lives and how that all happened, and they had that eight DVD set of their entire history, and George Harrison was still alive, part of this. And I think it was George Harrison who was saying, and this is like 1970 something. There was a quote of his on video. He was saying, "Oh my God, I read about these guys, the Beatles, and I don't believe half what I read because these guys are crazy." And then I realized that's me. I'm one of those guys. I'm reading about me, but I don't view myself as a Beatle. I view myself as George Harrison. I'm just a guy from Liverpool who played guitar instead of getting a job like all of his buddies had to do. And so I get that impression now of watching and reading about myself on YouTube. Oh, by the way, I'm going on the air today with Max Mayer. I'm going to be on Max Mayer's channel a half an hour after I get off the air this afternoon, 5:30 Eastern time. I'm going to be his guest on his live show, and we're going to hang out for a little while, have a chat. That's going to be my second appearance on another YouTube channel. I've done Trey's Trades. I've been on his channel. Did that a few days ago, and a lot of you have mentioned that and found me because of that. Now I'm going to be on Max's channel, and I'm being approached by all kinds of other entities who want me to be interviewed. I've got request after request after request for my time, and I just have limited time because where am I? I'm here. I'm here with you guys. This is where I am. And I don't have time to dedicate an hour to this place and an hour to that, but it's flattering, and I'm humbled, and I'm honored that I've become a bit of a, followed guy. And so I will try to, appear here and there because I do believe in collaborations on YouTube. I really am I'm a YouTuber, and so I believe in collaborations, and there will come a time where I will have guests with me. As this channel matures out. Right now, this channel doesn't know where it's going. It's got 90,000+ subscribers, and where will the numbers be? In the next few weeks and months. I can't tell you that. I hope for the best. The last time I looked, we had 90,600 subscribers, something like that. Now we're at 90,800 almost. So fantastic. Thank you all for piling in and watching. And if you get a chance to watch me today on Max's channel, fantastic. I'm sure we'll have some fun. I've never talked to him before. We don't know each other personally. So I'm going to be introduced to him for the first time too. 2,300 thumbs ups already for the show. Thank you guys for throwing thumbs ups at your Uncle Bruce before we even opened for trading. Thank you, and keep those thumbs ups coming, guys. As soon as we get to 5,000, I'm sure that's going to trigger the analytics computers in YouTube headquarters to promote this show and promote the channel further. A lot of you have found me because you've been, brought to me by YouTube somehow in some way, maybe a recommended thing. I don't know. Thank you. 2,600 thumbs ups. Now here they come. So thank you for these thumbs ups. Just hit that thumbs up button for me and help this channel grow. If you're a fan of GameStop, you want more thumbs ups because more people will be brought here and they will hear the news of GameStop through this guy. And I'm a believer in GameStop long term, and I will continue to talk about the potential of this company going forward. So the more people who watch and will hear the story, the better, I think, for the stock. I mean, it just makes sense. You're not coming here to hear bad things about GameStop. Not that I won't tell you something. If there's something bad going on, I'll let you know. But I like GameStop. I like the stock. 3,000 thumbs ups now. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, guys. 400 while I've been begging. So thank you, all of you, for that. Max, I'm looking forward to seeing you later today. Appreciate the invite. There are others who've made invites to me, and I'm considering them. I'm trying to look at my schedule. I am quite busy, to say the least. I've got a lot on my plate right now, including, again, and I get criticized for this too. I have one-on-one consultations available. You can spend an hour with yours truly privately, and I'm more than happy to hang out with you on a one-on-one session, or husband and wife together, or friends, or however you want to do it, to help you kind of figure out where you are, where you're going. And if you want to use 65 years of whatever it is I have, I'm happy to offer it. I charge $400 an hour US for my time. I set up a private one-on-one where I'm on this side of the screen and you're on this side of the screen, right on this channel, but it's on a private setting, us only. And I'm happy to go over where you're at and help you out, and try to help you not make mistakes. That is really what I try to strive to do, and what I try to talk about here a lot is, do not make this mistake, don't make that mistake. Understand what's happening, and you can kind of figure out where it's at. Because we all get winning trades from time to time. We all score something. You buy enough stock, eventually you get one that runs on you. But it's the mistakes that can kill you. That's where you lose your money. You only lose money on down trades. You only make money on up trades, if you're long, of course. And so the trick here is to have an up trade that makes you more money than all your mistakes. And if you can keep that trend going, you end up growing your portfolio. And so if you feel that I can help you with that, by all means, send me a private email and say, hey, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one with you. And, when can we get together? I do my one-on-one visits. Here's my email, by the way. I do my one-on-one visits generally on Saturdays and Sundays. And as a reflection of this channel, this weekend I'm booked up. Next weekend is quickly booking up. I try to do like 4 people on Saturday and 4 on Sunday, and then I like to get some time off. So I'm only working 4 hours a day plus all the prep work for each day. So it could well be by tomorrow or later tonight, I might have to start offering slots for 2 weeks out instead of the next week out, simply because I can only handle so many. I can't do 50 people a week. I don't. I'd be burned out in minutes. That's not going to happen. So again, if you're interested, I'll try to. I'll tell you what I got, and if it works for you, we'll set up a time, and we'll get together and go from there. Jonathan, NIO looks like a good buy at 40. Your thoughts? No idea. It's a Chinese-based electric car company, and I'm not a fan of Chinese companies. Bailey Freern Arts, £5 donation, 10,000 subs. 10,000 subs of 100,000. I'm a lady. Women are waking up to the stock markets and financial freedoms. Yes, I would not be surprised. I think I have more than 10,000 ladies here. I got about 90,000 subs now. I think we're at 30%, 35%. But a lot of you are watching me. A lot of you are watching me as husband and wife, and so I know I have ladies here who are, part of the show, but they're watching me because their husband started watching me, and they kind of caught it, and they kind of went, this guy's interesting. And I'm getting a lot of that kind of commentary, which is great. But I have a lot of single ladies who are finding me and are popping in, and I welcome all of you, of course. Paul, I think that's love the show. Give us a couple of scenarios Wall Street and the shorters can stop this from going to the moon. Paul, you stand by. You'll hear the stories all the time. I do talk about that. Thank you. Thank you to Wing Wow. Thank you for that donation. Thank you to Kenall. Shout out my buddy Luke Yeager for showing me your show. Best being hooked ever since. Cheers. Hey, man, Luke, way to go, buddy. Thank you, all of you who are getting other people to pop in. This is beautiful. Thank you for sharing my videos, this channel. I appreciate it. It really helps. Stone Monkey, I want to see Bruce, Andrew, Max, Trades, and Bird Brain Investing all chat about this together. Boy, we'd have all these talking heads. I don't think you hear a word. It would be just going because we're all just so hyped up. But there will come a time I will bring guests here, and I'm looking forward to that. Because I respect everyone's opinion on what's going on. I mean, I really want to know what others are thinking out there about what's happening with the markets in general. It's just a better to have more opinions than fewer, and then you as viewers can decide for yourselves which guy is real and which guy is Memorex. That's a commercial from the 70s, by the way. Finnegan, my Danish trading platform offers a $7 New York Stock Exchange real-time subscription. Does it make a difference? Boy, I can't tell you that. I have no idea. This is information that I can't be an expert on. So I'm sorry. You may want to look up chat rooms in Europe that are also using these servers and platforms and see what they're saying about it. Maybe that's a way to figure it out. I'm not the authorized guy to ask, really. Gabriel, some people just need a villain. Keep doing what you're doing and share your wealth of knowledge. There you go. I hear you. You hit the messenger. That's what you do. The guy talking about whatever that you don't like, or the way he's talking about it, you don't like it. Yeah, that's what happened. Thank you to Brandon Burns. Thank you for the donation, the Australian dollar donation. I can't pop it up on the screen here, but I got you, buddy, and thank you very much for that generous donation. We are, like I said, I'm running here as quick as I can. We're getting ready to open. We're now opening, right? Actually, that's why I'm yapping up here. We're opening. The bell's going. Kramer's on the board there, talking away. Let's see what happens here. Let me fire up the machine here, my little phone, and get the quotes started. There we go. GameStop up 82 cents to start the day at $125 a share with 465,000 shares on the initial follow through of the first cross. Let's see what happens. Vector Acquisition, one of my SPACs that I like. I like 6 different SPACs I've mentioned so far. Vector is one of them. VACQ up down a nickel. Nav Site Holdings up 6 cents. That's NSH. Even Rocket Mortgage is up 38 cents. Not a lot of recovery there. Gores Holdings down 2 cents, 14.84. That's a real bargain. Virgin Group, VGAC, Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, 10.77, down 15 cents, a bargain there. Starboard Ventures, unchanged, 9.99, that's a giveaway. And Fortress Value, 10.05, a giveaway. These are early days for you guys to pick off some SPACs for virtually no risk, maybe a limited downside on Gores because it's 14 something. Don't worry about it. Like butter, pick them up, put them away, and just enjoy, because in the next 60 to 90 days, all of those companies, they'll change their names. They'll have new stock symbols. Your shares will go from what it's called now to what it's going to be called going forward. Each of the companies that you invest in will have a ton of cash to start going crazy, and they're all going to make a gazillion press releases. And their investor relations department is going to be just issuing all kinds of press releases on what's happening with these companies. And you are going to hear a lot of people on CNBC and elsewhere talk about these companies one by one by one by one. And those shares, I think, will do you well. They will do you proud. And the longer you hold, I think the more you're going to like it. That's just, again, that's me, just me saying this is my opinion. Do with it as you will. Hate me if you must. But that's what's happening, guys. We are up 28 on the Dow to start the morning. We're down 1 point on the S&P 500. Let's call that unchanged. And we've got NASDAQ down 9 points on the day. We'll call that unchanged too. That is a very flat opening, which is a good thing, because yesterday the markets had a down close. They were ugly at the end, and now they're picking up some support. Probably bargain hunters sniffing around, looking for the best deal, because there are some bargains if you're a long-term holder. Thank you to WHRDHEGO. You know I can't pronounce that. I'm going to say this is Mr. W. Mr. W, throwing off these symbols here. My portfolio would make you proud. Thank you for your honest thoughts every day. Thank you. Thank you for your support of my channel, for being here. I very much appreciate it. Irish Tuath de Dan, you know I can't pronounce that. Morning Bruce bought a $45 call, I think, on GameStop, expiring on the 19th of March. Is it better to call it now or hold it for a little longer? Could they fail to deliver if I wait too long? That's not going to be an issue. Unless you have 10,000 calls, don't worry about that. You want to make money. That's what this is all about. You want to make money. Now, if GameStop shares trickle higher, those contracts will continue to trickle higher. A $45 call is in the money, about $80 almost at $125 a share. They're in the money, $80+ and so you are going to receive a dollar for dollar gain, right? If the shares go up $1, you're $100 richer because your contract represents 100 shares, as all options do. If stock goes up $10, you're $1,000 richer. Goes up $20, you're $2,000 richer because your call is got serious value. It's got book value. It's exercisable at 45. Stocks at 125. So now the game is you're a shareholder in an amplified way through the call, and I hope you're making a ton on this thing. And the hope I have is the stock does very well for you, but I can't tell you what it'll do. Right now, I'm wondering if the stock is going to drop 10% on the opening to make it put it on the restricted seller list. And at the moment, it's down $1.44. It's now $122.74. It's dropped from the opening of $125. Now it's at $122.50. So we'll watch this to see if it'll do a dramatic 10% drop or not, and see what gives. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but that's what I'm watching for in the first half hour of opening, and then we'll kind of take it from there. 122.16 now, $2, down $2. So there you go. There's a bit of stock coming in for sale. Let's see what's going on. Everybody, thank you for being here. Appreciate this and your support. We've got Stephen here. AMC China. It's China controlled. They censor movies and games to suit their agenda, breaking the free world's constitutions. The new Top Gun, for example. Well, you want to go to China and watch a Western movie? You're not going to see a Western movie. You're going to see a version of a Western movie that may or may not be kind of the most movie you saw in California. That is true. Some over there feel it's right, and those of us on the outside kind of go, "Huh?" But that's just the way it is. 121.96 on GameStop. It is a little lower. Matthew, thank you for this. Good morning, Bruce. What happens to shareholders of a smaller company during a merger? I heard Reddit chatter that Cohen's ice cream cone tweet is for SLGG, and Hand said. The reality is this: if you're company number one, and then there's a company number two, and company number one is trading at $10 a share. Company number two is trading at $40 a share. And between the two companies, company number two is actually much more valuable because it's a much larger company than company number one. And company number two would like to buy company number one, absorb it, have it part of its ecosystem. There are great people there, great technology there, great customer base, opportunity. Company number two may approach the board of directors of company number one approaches the board of directors of company number two. This is how this works. Two approaches one. And they have a couple of cups of coffee. There's private conversations. Sometimes board directors know each other. Yeah, I know Fred over there. I know Fred. I'll call him. I'll call him at home tonight. Fred, what's happening? It's Charlie over here at number two. Look, we really love what you're doing. How you guys doing over there? Everything great, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Do you think there could be some synergy here? And the guy at number one goes, we've been talking about this for years. You guys are doing a great job too, and we love how you're doing it, and blah, blah, blah. GameStop, $120. Yeah, maybe we can work something out. I'll talk to the chairman. I'll talk to my chairman. And then they come back a couple of days later and they talk again, and they hammer out something. The chairman then have a chat privately. Again, all off the record. It's just a chat. We're just having a chat. Do you think maybe possibly there could be for some way, might be some sort of, do you think maybe how would it be? What would work for you, us? And they find out if there's synergy and agreement. And if it's an agreed deal, those are the good ones. Because it's when both boards of directors say, yeah, we love this arrangement. And yeah, we're going to do a stock takeover. So number two is going to issue stock from its treasury to the shareholders of number one, and they're going to become shareholders of number two. But the ratio has to be figured out. So the stock number one is $10, number two is $20 or $40. Excuse me, 40. 10 and 40. Could be a 4-to-1. We'll give you one of our shares for 4 of your shares. So the $10 shareholders get 1/4 of a share for every share they have of the new merged company with both in it. But it could be a very healthy premium. And this is where the deal gets juicy. So company number 2 says, we're worth $40 a share. You're trading at 10. How about this? How about this? We'll value you at $20 a share. We'll give you a half a share of our company for every share you have of your company. That works out to $20 a share for your stock. Right now you're trading at 10. What about that? And they haggle it out and they go, yeah, okay, we'll make the deal. And the 2 boards of directors announce a joint announcement, an agreed deal to the street. And now each shareholder, all the shareholders of each company have to have a shareholder vote to approve it. The board of directors approved it and recommended it, but the shareholders have to have a majority of the votes to say, yes, we agree. But sometimes there's a fly in the ointment, and the fly in the ointment is company C. That's a competitor with company B. They don't want company B to buy company A because they realize if those 2 guys get together, we over here at company C, we're in trouble because that is a big, powerful company now if these guys get together, and that leaves us out in the wind. We've got to buy company A. We don't want company B to buy them. We want them. And so company C comes into the picture and calls the chairman of the board and says, hey, listen, we're understanding you got a thing going here. And it could be that even during negotiations, they get wind of it. They're hearing through the grapevine. And now all of a sudden, company C is calling company A going, hey, listen, before you make a deal with company B, why don't you listen to us? Maybe we can make a deal, blah, 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 blah. But the company A guy likes the company B guy more than he likes the company C guy. This is life. And the boards, they realize company A and B like each other, and it would be a synergy connection where company C, company A would be a violent, hostile takeover. In other words, all the people at company A are subject to being laid off and let go because company C just wants the assets of company A, and they feel they have the personnel to run the assets of company A, and there will be a bloodletting of company A's employees. And the board of directors, they're protecting their employees and their vision and their creation. And company B is going, we want all you guys to stay employed. There might only be 5 or 10% of the staff let go because we don't need 2 receptionists. We don't need 2 of this, 2 of that. But everything else we need. And so that's a more synergetic relationship. Nonetheless, company C says, screw you guys. We're offering $20 a share cash for company A, not stock, cash. That's a better deal than paper. All of a sudden, company B has made a paper offer to company A. Company C has made a cash offer to company A. And the street, Wall Street's going, bidding war, bidding war. And you've got Wall Street brokers assisting company C, Wall Street brokerage firms assisting company A and B. And it's all kinds of consulting going on, and the phones are ringing off the hook. And that's when they're calling Uncle Bruce's. There's all kinds of Uncle Bruce's being called by these 3 companies for guidance. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? They charge more than $400 US an hour, by the way. A lot more. And there's usually 15 Bruce's in the room to kind of consult with instead of 1. I digress. In any event, the 3 are at it, and the media is covering it, going, oh, is there going to be a 4th company? Is there going to be a 5th company? How high will the bidding war go? Now, the shareholders of company A are going, we were trading at $10 a share last week, and we got a takeover offer at $20 for this company with stock, and we got a hostile takeover for cash. How much higher can it go? And sure enough, company A comes back and says, all right, here's what we'll do. We'll do a 2-for-1. Again, same thing. But we'll throw in $5 a share on top of that. Well, now it's $20 in stock plus 5 in cash. That outdoes the $20 cash deal. All is going well. The negotiations continue. Company number C looks at it and goes, all right, we'll offer 27. It's a $27 cash deal. That's better than stock and 5. Now what you do? This is what can happen. At the end of the day, whoever wins the battle, whoever wins, the company A will no longer exist as a standalone entity anymore. It will be taken over by somebody else because they've agreed to be taken over, and the price is right at 20 on just a stock deal. You know it's really all right if it's 27 cash or more. And so these bidding wars can go on for weeks, and the 3rd company could get involved, and a 4th. You never know. But when it's a friendly arrangement and the premium is so high over the market price, I've seen deals where they're 30% higher and no one comes in the middle of it, or 40% higher than the last trade. No one gets involved. It just, it goes through. So all can happen. So if you're a shareholder of company A and you agree to be taken over by company B for stock, you end up with stock in company B, which owns you. It's now a bigger company B. You're all shareholders of the new company. Everyone's the same shareholder, but the ratios are different. So company A might equal 15% of all the stock outstanding of the new merged company. And 85% of all the shares are the original company B people, because it was a bigger company to start with. And there you go. And that can happen. And I have seen takeover deals go really complicated over the years because I got all this white hair. I've been around. I've seen a lot. Anyway, there you go. A little explanation about takeovers. Kane, you're doing so well. Streamers want to collaborate. That's true. They do want to collaborate. I'm honored. I'm humbled by that. AB, hey buddy, Vizio is looking to be publicly traded. GameStop is looking to be the go-to store for Vizio TV soundbars. Might Vizio be something to watch? Yeah, it could be, or it could be. It just could be a really strong strategic relationship. One never knows, my friend. GameStop 5 years from now may have taken over 5 different companies by that time. They could, or none. They could not take over anybody. It could be that in 5 years, GameStop is taken over. Have you thought of that? GameStop is actually being acquired. Now, who would want to buy GameStop? And you think about that, you go, well, there's some pretty big companies that could take these guys on for logistical reasons that might make sense someday. And think about them. They're dealing with them right now. Some are in the USA, some are not here, or not in the USA. I'm in Canada, of course. You don't know. If someone came to GameStop and said, hey, listen, we love the way you converted your company into a digital company. We know you're trading at $500 a share. You've done really well, blah, blah, blah. How about a $1,000 share takeover offer, paper for paper? Would you be willing to take that deal? And then we'll take 90% of your employees. We're going to keep all your warehouses where they are. And we're just going to put new, so you're still GameStop. You're just as a wholly owned subsidiary of our big monster company. And the managers will be the managers, the VPs of the VPs. We don't want to change anything out. We don't want to put our people in. And we'll take a couple of your board of directors, maybe 4 of your board of directors. You're on our board of director now. You're part of a big board of directors. How about that kind of a deal? Very friendly terms, very accommodating, very lucrative. Everybody wins. Now you're no longer a GameStop shareholder. You're a shareholder of company whatever, and that could happen. So yes, things don't stay still, do they? No, water does not stay still for long. It flows, baby. Yes, and making money is what it's all about. There's been a lot of resistance between 120 and 30. No, there hasn't. There has not been a lot of resistance between 120 and 30. Absolutely not. We have not traded 500 million shares between 120 and 130. Absolutely not. We traded yesterday, 19 million shares. We traded the day before 20-something million. We have not traded hundreds of million shares between 120 and 130. There is not a lot of resistance. There's nothing funny going on. What you think is funny, though, might be normal to me. Again, I will concede that, but no, there's not resistance. There really isn't a lot of stock here. We're not dropping. We're down $4, but we're not going down that 10%. But it can happen any moment if it does. If it's going to happen, it'll happen. But then again, we might just stay here for a half an hour, and then that's the low of the day, and we go higher. Anything is possible. Autumn Grace, my 4-year-old grandson thinks we're in a meeting and is waving to you. Hey, buddy, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome to TWB. Give me thumbs up, man. Thank you for being here. Start them young and educate them right now. Fantastic. That's awesome. Fantastic. Did you know AA, AAA video game marketing budgets can be around 50 million for a single title? Some can be 100 million. I have heard that, and it's a big business. This business is almost 200 billion a year biz, and growing at about 20% a year. This is big money. A lot of investors don't know that or are not aware of how big this business can get. Heather, hi again from the friendly VIP Vegas concierge. Question, should I take my OnlyFans earnings and buy GameStop if it sinks to a specific price today? I can't tell you that. You again have to determine for yourself where you think this stock goes and when and what your timing is. If you're looking to me to give you a buy price, a target to buy this stock because you can make a $20 profit right away, I'm not your guy. It's just not what I do. I am explaining to you as best I can the big picture, and there's a lot of complex stuff going on here that you are, I hope, becoming aware of. And Heather, look, if you've done well with one investment, God bless you for it. And if you grab this one, fantastic. But if it doesn't pan out in a week or two, I don't want you to look at me and go, yeah, I can't pay my mortgage because of this guy. Please be careful. Only invest with what you can afford to put out there and that you can keep working, because that's how you win. You lose if you are under pressure to win today. If you're under pressure to win later today, you see those slot players, you know what I'm talking about. You know the mentality. They're checking out this afternoon. They're down $1,500 after 3 days of being in Vegas, and these are small players, and they want to get their $1,500 back, and they're playing like crazy on slot machines to make it all back. How many millions of times have you seen that in Las Vegas? And you know what the odds are of them walking out of there with a win? Pretty poor. So again, the stock market can be just as bad if you want to push the stock market to give you a return when it is in no position to do that for you, because there's only one stock that's going to do that today, or three that will double today or go crazy. That's the way, that's normal. 118 on GameStop. We're down 4.8%, halfway down to a possible 10% drop. Or more, or not. Will this come in? Will this stock drop to get to the point where the stock will be put on a short restricted trading list for the balance of the day and tomorrow? Is that, are there market players wanting this to happen? We'll see. John, Yahoo is reporting that Gore shareholders will receive only 11.8% of Matterport once the merger closes. What does this mean? It means nothing. It means nothing, John. It is absolutely nothing to worry about or care about. The reality is this: if Gore Holdings ends up with only 11.8% of the company, that means that Matterport and the amount of cash coming into the pot is so huge compared to the existing SPAC, that the SPAC, with all of its money, is only worth 11% of this giant publicly funded company on the exchanges the minute the deal is done. That, to me, is actually a positive. The other positive, think about this. I don't think any of you are thinking of this one. After the merger is done and the shares now trade as Matterport, and on any SPAC that I've been telling you about, every SPAC I am telling you to look at, the merger is completed, all right? You, as a shareholder of the SPAC, are in the minority. That's number one. Number two, you might only own 11 to 20% of the company. That varies. That's number two. Number three, you are one of the only people of all the shareholders. Only you guys can trade your stock freely. You can do whatever you want with your stock. You can sell it and don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to file insider trading reports. You don't have to tell the SEC. You don't have to tell your neighbor. You can do whatever you want with your stock, because the amount of free trading shares when these SPACs list will be extremely low. All the employees of Matterport and the other 5 private companies taking over their SPACs, they're all restricted from trading for at least 90 days from trading, and longer depending on how high up they are in the company. Any of the shareholders that own more than 5% of the stock and 10% of the stock, which are the funds, the mutual funds, the big SPAC funders, they're restricted. Some can't sell for a year. You're the only one that can trade the stock. Now, on an IPO, to come back to the IPO game, to compare SPACs to an IPO. When an IPO is done, the big complaint on Wall Street is that only 15% of the company's shares are being sold on the IPO. That's true. 85% of the stock out there is held by insiders, hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds who bought earlier than the IPO. But they've got such blocks of stock and they got it at such a low price, they're on a restricted trading list. The only shares that can trade on an IPO, once the company trades on the exchange later in the day after the IPO is closed, are the IPO shareholders. That's the turnover of the stock. But with an IPO, the same thing. 90 days later, a bunch of the employees who own small positions of the stock that the private company can now trade the shares. And you will occasionally hear headlines saying something like company XYZ, insiders can start selling stock on Monday. And it panics people. Oh God, the insiders can start selling stock on Monday. Oh, it's going to go down. And the reality is it's like 8% of the company is available to trade because it's all the employees that have earned stock options slaving away for this private company for the last 5 years. It's now public and they got 3,000 shares, 800 shares, 2,200 shares. Yeah, they could sell it. They probably won't because they're so invested into their work, into their employment. They're not going to sell that stock. They see where the shares are right now. They're not going to do it. You as a buyer of a SPAC at these cheap prices, absolute ground level opportunities to get in here. Gore at $14. Any of these other SPACs at 10. You're laughing. You're the only ones who can sell. And there's less than maybe 11% of the company is represented by you guys. You don't own 11% of the company. The retail investors don't own 11% of the company. I'm going to guess there's only 4 or 5% of the company that is actually held by individual shareholders that can sell the stock. So upon listing, this is so thin. And I keep talking about the GameStop story, how thin the shares are. There's so few of them, 70 million in total, only 50 million can trade. 15 of those probably trade on these SPACs. It's going to be a handful of shares trading on the New York Stock Exchange and on the NASDAQ market. And the companies are listed with a pile of cash and a whole pile of announcements to start making in the first 60 days of existence. And only you can trade the stock. It's a winner, baby. You got this thing locked up. And these guys on NBC, they don't say anything about that. They don't talk about it. They keep coming up with this. Are these SPACs, are they any good? Are they going to last? When's the bubble going to burst on the SPACs? I'm wondering, when is the bubble going to burst on IPOs? Why would a company want to go public on an IPO and have a gazillion shares trade right away and have the inflated price go way, way up and leave all kinds of money on the table as a public company because they issued stock at 20, 30, 40, and then into the IPO at 45, and it opens up at 90. The company got none of the money from 45 to 90. That's just a gain on the stock that there's a whole bunch of that money that could have gone to the corporation. Here with a SPAC, the private company goes in at $10 a share so that they get their stock at 10. They own 80 or 90% of the company, whatever the number is, a big control position, and they issue enough stock to fund themselves with maybe 500 million to $1 billion to start things off. And then in the first deal they're going to make, it might be a takeover. They might be company B taking over company A, and they're offering stock to company A because company A is private. It's not even a publicly traded company. And they're saying, how would you like to go public with us? We're already public. We'll just do a stock deal for you guys. And now you're public like us. 30 days from now, 60 days from now, the whole thing's done. You don't have to go through a SPAC. You don't have to go through an IPO. You don't have to go through all this crap. How about this deal? And I think they will have deal after deal after deal after deal after deal, and it'll be at progressively higher prices because the SPAC, the shares of this company, will not trade at $10 a share upon merger. Not enough stock to hold it down. There's going to be so much new interest from people who've never heard of this guy. They've never heard of Matterport. They've never heard of 23andMe. All these other companies I'm telling you that are going, but they don't know who these are. And so they're going to go, oh, I want to buy that. That sounds like a pretty cool deal. What's it trading at? $18? Oh, that's cheap. I'll buy a couple hundred shares. The stock, there won't be enough stock at 18, 19, 20, 24, 25. And that's the point. These companies realize we have currency worth $25 a share. And we can buy that company over there by issuing some stock at $25 a share for their stock. and then vend them in, which makes our company bigger, more profitable, bigger prospect. And all the followers of that company are now followers of our company. Oh, and by the way, all the shares that we issued to those guys, especially the insiders, they can't trade that stock. They have to wait a year before they can sell after the merger. Only you in the SPAC buying it now are the only ones who can trade this thing even after that deal is announced. It's a win-win-win-win arrangement. You're in control. You're the first one to decide when you've had enough. There is just so little downside here, kids. But they won't tell you that on CNBC. They just won't. They go, oh, well, the company was created, it has assets, and it has no business, and you're relying on the faith of the management. You're gambling on Mr. Branson. Well, what's that guy ever done? Has he ever made money for anybody? You're gambling on these private companies that are worth $2.5 billion now as private companies. They've been around for 5, 8, 10 years and have built their company to $2.5 billion. Losers. They haven't done a damn thing. Until you're worth $100 billion, you don't count on this network. Guys, where do you want to get in? You want to get on a ground floor opportunity? Maybe you buy into a company when it's only worth $2.5 billion and it goes public, and that's where you get in. Why? Do you want to wait till they're worth $25 billion? You're not getting the stock at $10. You want to be the guy buying $150 stock? Knock yourself out. You're more than welcome to do it. It's a free country, apparently. Knock yourself out. I say, why don't you get in first before all the hedge funds and the pension funds and the mutual funds and every analyst across Wall Street issues a report on the upside of this company for its next 5 years. Go ahead. Wait if you want. I don't think you're going to be very happy with the price you're going to have to pay now. You want to buy DraftKings? That's a SPAC. DraftKings was a SPAC. It's $60 something. Buy all you want at $60. You could have had it at $12, $14. They merged. They announced the deal way back when. There was a 90-day window where they weren't allowed to say a damn word after their announcement of the merger. You could have done it then. Had I been on the air, I would have told you. But I wasn't on the air back then. So go buy it now. How many deals has DraftKings done since they've merged? Dozens and more coming. That stock's going higher. But hey, you want to go from 60 to 160? God bless you. I say, why don't you go from 10 to 100 and make 10 times your money? That's all I said. Am I guaranteeing it? No. Are the possibilities reasonable? I think there's possibilities that are reasonable. I like the stories. I like the deals. I like the potential. And I love the restricted number of shares that are free trading. And when I see 11.8% ownership of the SPAC holders, I like the deal even more. That's good news for you. Impavide, thank you for this donation. Longlin Girl, I want to invest my 13-year-old son, aka Void Giver, a developer, on Roblox money in the new upcoming Roblox stock. In your experience, is it wise to invest the day of open for this new? Is it an IPO or wait? I don't know what the deal is. I cannot give you an opinion. I am not qualified. You're gonna have to find that somewhere else. I don't know anything about this deal, and I do not want to be responsible for recommending or not recommending what a 13-year-old's future is. I can't on a deal I don't know about. I'm sorry. I just can't. That would be totally irresponsible of me to do so, and it's totally out of my wheelhouse here. Ryan, hi, Bruce. Virgin Group acquisition is at 1060. What are the chances it goes below the price it was listed at, even though people are aware of the merger? Ryan, anything can happen. You get a market where the Dow drops 1,000 points in 15 minutes. Every stock is at risk. That's just the market. You've got to decide whether you're a flipper or you're an investor. And if you've got weak knees, I can't help you. You're not going to make it. If you're weak and you're afraid and you think a 20-cent drop is just going to do you in, you're not committed to this cause. You've got to be committed to what your money is going to do for you, and you've got to give these people the time it takes to get merged and get listed as a merged company. That's the price you have to pay. You got to put your money on the table and then give it the time to mature. And I know there are people out there, I've seen this a billion times. I've had it happen to me as a broker. I have pleaded with customers, don't sell this stock. I'll sell it if you tell me to, but I don't want you to. I'm telling you not to do it. And they say, oh, no, I'm afraid. And they sell a stock in a panic. And a week later, they go, you were right. I should have listened to you, man. I'm such an idiot. It's the way it is. Buck up, Buttercup. Get a spine. Stand up. Buy your stock. Put it away and shut up. I love you. I love you. This is your Uncle Bruce talking. And sometimes Uncle Bruce says things that just don't sound pretty. Because you know how Uncle Bruce is. He kind of goes on those rants. And you give him a couple of beers at that Christmas party, and he just goes crazy. Folks, you gotta buck up here. You're up against the absolute powerhouses of Wall Street. And there are people out there who would love to buy your stock from you if you're in a weak position. Oh, they're ready to pounce on you. You'll never meet them. But you'll see photos of what they have. You can see some of the nicest yachts in the world at these boat shows. You can see some pictures of some of the nicest Gulfstream 5 jets out there. They're courtesy of you guys because you bucked up. You got chicken. You sold out. You couldn't hold it. You couldn't stand it. You couldn't take it. Take advantage of the weak. That's what it is. Uncle Bruce is here to say, don't be taken advantage of by the market if it looks so. If you believe in a story, believe in a story. By the way, GameStop down $7 a share. Will it break down 10%? Will it do it? And then be put on the restricted no-sell, short sale list with option expiry coming tomorrow. Oh, my. Wouldn't that be fun? We'll see. I'm not saying it has to happen for the stock to do anything, but it could. Rose, apologies, Bruce. Could you please say again which SPACs you recommend? Thanks in advance. Hi from Hungary. Let me take a look and see if I have everything here I want you to know. Let me just double check here. Hold on. There's my list, but I gotta amend it. Hang on. I have to alter this, so just bear with me a moment. I will pop this up here with the complete list of the SPACs because I've added 2 more because you know how I am. I can't stop. I'm not stopping with GameStop. Here we go. I got these other 2. I just want to get the symbols correct. So we have here we go. We have VACQ over there, and that is not how I wanted that to go. Get me that, okay? Where am I yet? VACQ, yeah, VACQ, and then the other one is NSH. Okay, now we're happy. We think we're happy. We're always happy. Okay, so there you go. Save, and then we're gonna post it, and there you go. Okay, there are my stock picks that I like. This includes at the very bottom there, it's GHVI, that's Gore's Holdings, that's a SPAC. VGAC, that's the Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, Richard Branson, 23andMe. The first one is the Matterport. Then there's GameStop, of course. IBM I like, Microsoft I like, Intel I like, Home Depot, HD, Cisco, Apple, of course, long-term, Facebook. MU is, I believe, Micron. Then there's the VanEck Semiconductor ETF, which is SMH. I like that. Then there's SVAC. That is the Starboard Value, and it will become Sykestra, which is CYXTERA. They own 60 data farms with thousands of servers per data farm, handling all the cloud computing, all the info, all the data. Love that outfit. That's a nice long-term hold, I think. And then FAII, which is Fortress Value, which will become ATI Physical Therapy Centers, $2.5 billion merger, 850 or 860 locations around the U.S. Buy that for medical. Then there's VACQ, which is VanEck Vectors. It's going to be called Vector Acquisitions. That word vector gets me. Vector Acquisition, which will become Rocket Labs. Rocket Lab, New York Stock Exchange, $4.1 billion combined company launching rockets into space with satellites. They'll have $750 million cash the minute they list. And then there's NSH, and that is NavSite Holdings, and they're acquiring Spire Global. And Spire Global handles the data that the satellites are going to be handling. Somebody has to create all that data, work with that data. There's the company that works the satellites. Then you've got the where are we here? The Starboard SVAC that handles the data in the data centers from the satellites. It's there you go. There's a kind of an ecosystem thing. These are the ones I like. There will be more, and there you have it. And some days they go up, some days they don't go up, some days they stay where they are, some days they go down. Welcome to the stock market, kids. That is what this world is all about. Anyway, there you have it. That's Bruce's rant and picks. GameStop 119, not coming down. 118.12 over here on my phone right now. Volume of 3 million. No volume today. The buyers are staying back, and I'm thinking, again, I'm just guessing that they want it to come down. They're not interested in really supporting it very much. They want it to back off. Give us a 10% down dip here. We're down 5.1% right now. Give us the down dip of 10%. It's on the restricted short list, and now we start to buy it. And now these guys can't slam us on bids. That's my guess. I don't know. I'm just watching. I'm here at 116.92. There you go. A little lower yet again. It's got to get down to that. What is it? What did I say earlier? 111, something like that. It's got to be down 10%. So let's see. Oh my gosh, are we having fun? Thank you everybody for being here, following me. 7,100 of you are here now. Hope I'm not upsetting many of you. Thank you again, and welcome to my female viewers. Today, I wanted to make an absolute point. I want to make sure, I want all of you to know, all of you ladies out there who are following me, you're welcome here. I love female viewers, female investors. There are many of you, and you are wondering, what should I do? Because this world has completely changed on you, as it has on all of us. And for single mothers, for gals who are just coming out of university, who are been working for a few years, those of you who've, in your 30s, your 40s, welcome to the gals to this channel. I want to have more female viewers following me, and I welcome every one of you, and thank you for being here and all your kind words.
Financial feminism.
You hear that?
You're not free till you got your money.
You're not free until you got your money. Financial feminism is what Jen says. You want to get Jen riled up? Let's talk feminism, baby. Here we go. There you have it. So again, welcome gals to the channel, and you're more than welcome here. And I will do everything in my power to keep this channel a welcoming place for you. I know you're surrounded by a lot of guys here. There's a lot of testosterone on this channel because most stock market channels are 95% male oriented. It's just the way it is. And so welcome one, welcome all, and tell your friends, come on in. 117.66 on GameStop. It got down to 116-ish. It was down 6%. Right now, 117.66. It doesn't need to do much more. Another $5-6 drop, and we got the 10% drop that we needed. The Dow is helping in a way. It's down 64 points. S&P down 24. NASDAQ down 195. So the overall atmosphere is negative. So maybe this will create a bit of a dip here to lock in at least a 10% drop. I'm not saying that's all it would do. It could go lower than that, of course. But once you've got it locked in, now that restriction on shorting kicks in. I would like to spend $9,600 between two SPACs, taking 458 Virgin VGAC and 349 Gore. What are your thoughts? Or would buying bulk of one SPAC is better? Look, it's all what you're comfortable with. If you like two of them, then go ahead, do what you want to do. If you like all of them, or you don't know, you take 1/6 of each one, and then you kind of, hey, whichever one wants to go crazy first. Thank you very much. If you are thinking that I want to get a nice position in each of these, maybe you want to write options against these down the road once they've merged and have listed. Then you want to make sure you have board lots of hundreds at least. So 458 and 349. Maybe you want to go 400, 400. Maybe you want to go 500, 300. Again, I don't know. It doesn't have to be that. Now you can adjust later. You can always pick up 42 more VG and pick up 51 more GH VI later, and you can do that. It's all up to you if that's what your long-term plan. 116.67. We're coming down to the lower level again. We're still a ways to go, down 6% on GameStop. We need another 4%. So Adam, not a bad strategy. I'm not arguing with this. But it's up to you what makes you comfortable, and you've got to give it time, and don't worry about the day-to-day trading nonsense. King Shapiro or Scorpio, King Scorpio, hey, Uncle Bruce, I'm new to your channel, and I'm not sure if you have any position in AMC, but can you tell me your thoughts? I don't own stocks of any company. I don't own any company shares. I don't trade. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a flipper. I don't own a mutual fund. I have my entire existence financially invested in this channel and this channel, Traveling with Bruce. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTube creator that happens to be 65 years old, that happens to have been a stockbroker in 1979, a desk trader. I was a partner in a brokerage firm. I was a senior vice president. No, I was a vice president of a brokerage firm based out of Toronto with a national presence. I took a company public. I was an offshore asset manager in the Cayman Islands. I've been a retailer. I've done all kinds of stuff. And now I'm a YouTuber. And so I'm invested in this. And this is what I do. And I'm just giving you my knowledge and my interpretation of what I see going on in the market from my vantage point of a 65-year-old kind of semi-retired guy. So that's it. So I don't have a position. So on AMC, that's a movie theater. It's a movie theater chain, pretty big operator. They were in real trouble back in the fall. They were almost bankrupt in the fall. And so they've come out of that kind of by making a lot of deals. They've made a lot of arrangements to stave off bankruptcy. They got friendly landlords. They have friendly creditors. They have friendly bankers. They've had some take stock instead of debt. All kinds of deals have been arranged. The stock has staved off the worst. But people want to say that AMC is going to do exactly what GameStop's going to do. And that's just not possible because they're not the same company. They're not in the same business. They don't have the same share structures. There's differences. There's similarities. There's differences. And people say, don't you think the charts look awful similar? Yeah, they do. They do. For now, because they're both being talked about on Reddit and Wall Street Bets, and there's a lot of people playing both stocks at the same time. They buy AMC at the same time that they buy GameStop. They sell the stocks at the same time. They mirror one another. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not normal long term. But it's normal today because we're in a new world. We have millions of people stuck at home who've been laid off or working from home now and who don't want to go back to the office anymore. And they also trade stocks now that they're at home because they have time to watch what's going on. Others are trading stock because they don't want to get a job anymore. They don't want a day job. This is all they want to do. So there's a lot of this going on, and AMC is down, unfortunately, today, 79 cents. It is backed off, and I think GameStop may have, I'm sorry, not GameStop, AMC may have breached the 10% rule. If I am not mistaken, at 750, they might be, they might have lost over 10% on the day. So now AMC, are they New York traded? Pardon me. Hold on. Oh, Bruce got work to do here. Bruce is scrambling here. Hang on. I don't know if AMC is New York traded. New York, yes, it is. AMC is New York Stock Exchange traded. The short restriction list. It's on the short restriction list right now. So AMC, I'm pretty sure, has hit the short restriction list qualification of a down dip of at least 10% intraday, and so the shorters cannot short AMC at bid. They have to offer at offer or higher tick, uptick or higher. That's could be positive, could be, but right now the stock is down 84 cents. All right, and GameStop is not down 10% today. GameStop has not given up 10% during the day at all at this point, and it is right now 118.35 or so, 119ish. It's only down 3-4%. It is not doing what AMC is doing. Tick for tick, it's not doing. All right. Thank you. I hope that made sense to you guys. Thank you for tolerating my explanations as best as I can give them to you. What's going on here? Oh man, I want to catch up with you guys. Thank you guys. What else is happening here? We've got Sky Strider. TAG, thoughts on AMC quarterly report next week? Think it'll defy expectations or not? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Again, a lot of you want me to talk about AMC. I don't recommend it as an investment here. It's not one of my specially followed stocks. I'm not I'm not a promoter of AMC. I'm not trying to be a promoter of really anything, but I have to admit there's certain stocks I like, and so I'm telling you, but I don't own positions in anything. I'm just interpreting what's going on. The AMC story will work itself out, and it will be. They will release their financials next week for the quarter, and then the market will tell you what it thinks. The market will tell you how the stock will show you right away. Silly Sully Buddy, I've made 20% off of SOXS. Have you talked about it yet? Nope. I think we're going to see some major losers for the rest of the week, especially the heels of the poor jobs report. Could be right. Right now, it's all about interest rates. The so-called excuse that is being used by market pundits are that a spike in interest rates on the bond rates is causing consternation in the markets. That might be it, but I don't know. Sean Willis, thank you for this comment. Any insight as to why Gores would be dropping sharply compared to other SPACs? It's down from 18.19 2 days ago, now heading towards 12. Gore is at 13.16. It was $27 last week. If you were with me a week ago, you would have heard that about a week and a half ago even, Josh Brown from the halftime report, he bought this. He bought this deal. I think he paid 18 to 20 to get in, and he likes this deal. It went to 27 2 days after that because he released the story. He revealed it. It went to 27. It's now 13. It's a steal here. It's a bargain. I was hoping my investors, my followers could get it at 15, 16, 17. I was praying you could get it there. Then it came there, and then luckily for you guys, this interest rate thing popped up, and it's now down to 13.18. And so I think anyone selling it is a loser. But you gotta have faith in what you buy, and you gotta have an iron will to make money. You gotta be stronger than the other guy. And if you haven't got the guts, don't be here. Don't do it. Just take pop bottles back and get your deposits and go somewhere else. The markets require guts. They require conviction, and they require confidence. And you're talking about human emotion moving markets right now, and you've got to rise over it. As I've said before, as a branch manager of a brokerage firm, I had 25 brokers at least working for me. And of the 25 guys, 15 were okay. They were right along the middle. 5 were outstanding. And I rarely had to talk to them about their practices and their efforts. Then there were 5 that I had to talk down from the cliff every day. These guys were bridge jumper candidates. And I would have to calm these guys down because each of them had 250 clients. And so I'm trying to save 1,250 clients from 5 guys that are just going, the markets are down. I'm thinking, how did you guys ever become brokers? I didn't hire you. I inherited you. How did you ever get hired? You guys are crazy. And so I would try to relax these guys and smooth it over and say, look, as a broker and as an investor, you have to have an even keel. You've got to be absolutely resolute in what you're about. If you can't do this, you're in big trouble. If you get too excited when markets go up and too depressed when they go down, you're not going to last very long in anything. And that's the same in life. If you found a significant other, you found the one, you found the guy, you found the girl, you found the, whichever, you found the mate, you found the soulmate, and then you get too high and too low emotionally, you guys aren't going to last very long. You talk to couples that have been married for 25 years, 30 years, and you're going to find out that they're kind of calm. They're kind of calm, and they've been through the wars, baby. They've seen it all. They've had pressure from mom and dad and grandmas and grandpas and the kids and workers and friends, and they've had all kinds of issues. They've seen things come and go. They've seen relationships blow up. They couldn't believe blew up. They've seen it all, and yet they're a couple. 20 years later, they're still there, and all their friends say, I can't believe how you guys are just a couple after all these years. It's amazing how you guys are staying together all this time. And they kind of look at each other and go, yeah, well, it's one day at a time, and it's a lifetime commitment, and we're invested. These stocks that I'm talking about, I think, are longer-term plays that are not one-night stands. But again, if you believe that I'm giving you tips for a one-day wonder hold or a one-week wonder hold, I understand. And if you're disappointed that I recommend something for a long-term hold and it goes down on you, and now you're all upset, You shouldn't have got in the first place. What are you doing in the market? Because markets go up and down all the time. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. They go down in an uncomfortable way and they go up in an incredibly uncomfortable way. That's how it works. And you've got to have a strong disposition to survive, because that's how you succeed. And look at Warren Buffett. How many bear markets has this guy gone through? How many disasters has he been through in his lifetime? How many unbelievable world events have happened through his lifetime? And he just gets richer and richer. And why? Long-term guy. What happens today. It's the long term I'm talking about. So yeah, he left money on the table with deals. Sure. Is he perfect? No. But he's a winner? I think so. Yeah, I'd say since 1960 something, he's kind of done all right. You got to become Warren Buffett in your own world. You got to become a little mini Warren Buffett and hang in there, guys. GameStop, 1994. It's not coming down. The Dow is only down 42 points. That is 0.14 of a percentage point. If you're panicking about the Dow being down 40 points, get out of this market. Don't watch me anymore. Go somewhere else. You cannot handle it. You're not qualified to even have one share of anything. 1.14% drop in the market. Come on, you guys. I was in the stock market as a stockbroker, as a vice president stockbroker, when the Dow dropped in one day, 22% in one day. And it was so bad that I couldn't tell my customers what their stocks were worth, because the computer systems that handled the quotes couldn't keep up with the markets. They crashed all the time. I couldn't call my desk trader in Toronto to give me an accurate price, because his floor trader couldn't get back to him quick enough, because by the time they got back to him, the stock had moved another 4%. Everything was thrown out of whack. That was a day from hell. And my customers were calling me, asking me, what should I do? Because I hear on the news the Dow is falling, the markets are falling, the end of the world is falling. And I said, you're doing nothing. We're not doing anything. We're not buying and we're not selling. We're going to wait till tonight and we're going to recap it all. And then we'll figure out tomorrow what we're doing. And my customers said, but what if our shares go down? I say, that's what happens. That they're probably down right now. They're already down. There's nothing we can do about that. Stocks go down. But they can go up tomorrow, the day after, a week from now. They could be higher than they were yesterday. So we're not doing anything. 99.9% of my customers followed me, and a couple of them were really upset with me. They didn't trade, but they transferred their account and went elsewhere. But didn't matter to me, because these are loosey-goosey guys. Anyway, at the end of the day, I stayed in the office for hours and hours and hours, and I called all my people. A lot of people never called me. I called them anyway. So have you seen the news? Oh, yeah. What's going on, Bruce? There's all kinds of crap going on. The market's crashed, blah, 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 blah. Not to worry. We'll have a couple more days of unsettled trading, but the stocks we have are stocks we believe in, and we're going to be fine. Bruce, I'll leave it to you. Let me know what's going on, because I've had long-term relationships with clients. And a lot of my brokers are coming to me going, what do I do? What do I do? And I was just saying, calm the heck down. You're not the cause of this, and you're not going to fix this. Just leave it alone. Let the market do what it wants to do, because we're here for the long term. And that saved our customers millions of dollars in losses, because we didn't panic out like many other brokers' customers did. And there were brokers out there, I admit this, there were brokers at other firms who were bragging to their buddies how much money they made today in the market, because all the sell orders they got, and they didn't stop their clients from selling at all. They let them sell. And they took in millions of dollars of sell orders, entered them into the cage, threw it at the floor, came back with the reports, and told their customers, yeah, you sold your stock at this price, you sold your stock at this price. And secretly they were going, I made a lot of money today, because I got a percentage of commission on every trade. I had one of the best days I've ever had today. And then the next day, a bunch of these customers would try to buy back stock because there was a bit of a recovery, or 2 days later, and they just took all the orders again, and they made a bunch of commission. And a month later, the market had come back way back from that loss. I think it was after 6 months, the market was higher. And these guys who took all these orders, all their customers were down 10 to 20% in their portfolio values. In my case, all my customers were ahead. They were richer than they were 6 months earlier, because we didn't do a damn thing. We just waited it out. These flippers, lost their butts because the broker took a chunk on the way out, took a chunk on the way back in, and these customers didn't get the best trade on the best price on the way out, and they didn't get the best price on the way in. They sold too low, paid too high, paid fees, down 20% across the board. And a year later, most of these brokers were out of a job because their customers were upset with their returns, because the markets are showing a 15% return or whatever the markets were, and they were only up 2% or not even up 5%. And they got rid of they walked away from their brokers. That's what happens. That's what makes winners and losers. It's the same in real estate. It's the same in other commodities. You've got to be dedicated to what it is you believe in, and you've got to back it up. And I don't care what it's about, if it's your significant other or not, as long as the commitment is there, the success is there too. But anyway, folks, I digress. I don't want to talk about marriages. I want to talk about stocks. 119.90 on GameStop. It's not dropping enough. Vincent, I've heard it said that the market is a mechanism for transferring cash from the impatient to the patient. That's true. That is absolutely true. It's incredible how rich people get that do very little trading. It's incredible how rich people who don't trade much, how rich they get. Yeah, you betcha. They just buy and hold and they win because they're going to get the win and they're waiting it out. Gotta love people when panic stocks are falling. Stocks dipping is a chance to invest, buy low, sell high, have a shred of confidence in yourself. This is it. This is it, kids. Dreaming green logistics. Does SSR go into effect the same day? Yes. Do we have to wait to the next trading day? No. I just bought 1,100 of AMC because it surpassed 10. Was I wrong? Maybe. Maybe not. But it goes into effect right away. Our favorite holding period is forever, says Warren Buffett. There you go. Warren does sell stock for losses. There's times he doesn't win, and he'll sell a stock for a loss. He does. He admits, I'm not perfect, but I win more than I lose. And when I win, I really win. He might lose 20% on a stock. He might lose 50% on a company after 5 years. But he has winners where he's up 5,000%, 8,000%, 2,000%. Yeah, patience is a virtue. Mark, have you seen the Bloomberg article that says Melvin Capital are up 53% in February? I did not see that article because it doesn't exist. They were not up 53% in February. They were up 21% in February. I've seen that everywhere. Not 53%. I've not seen that anywhere whatsoever. That is not correct. I believe the 21% number. And you know what, kids? Melvin Capital blew their brains out and probably lost 40% of their value in January. They got 20% back in March from the low. And again, this is something you guys you've got to get this through your heads too. You've got to understand this. This is so important. If you have $1,000 and you lose 50%, it's $500, okay? And then you make 20%, you only get 20% of the 500 back. That's $100. So now you're worth $600, okay? But you can say, I made 20%. Yeah, it's true. You took 500, you turned it into 600. But what you're not telling me is that you had 1,000, you lost 50% down to 500 first. And now you're back to 600. You're still down $400. You're still down 40%. But I just made 20%. Yes, you did make 20%. You're still down 40%. On CNBC and most of these entities, where they're trying to get you to watch their channel and don't go anywhere else, they need to give you dramatic one-liners. They've got to give you something that you don't go away because you need to stay for those commercials. Please watch my commercials. So what they're going to do is they're going to say something like, Melvin Capital made 23% on their money last month. The hedge fund did incredibly well. Yeah, okay, they got 23% of a gain on a portfolio that just got annihilated the month before. They're nowhere near where they were. That's the truth. You'll see stocks all the time. Well, they'll say, the CNBC will say, Apple is up 20% from its low trade from March whenever during COVID. It's up 20%. Yes, that's true. But it lost 40% on the way down when the COVID crisis hit the market. It's only gained 20% from the low, and it's still down 30%. They don't tell you that. They want you to understand, oh, everything's great. We're up 20% from the low, because on CNBC, the ratings go up when markets go up. They have a bit of a run when markets take a big drop, like a big drop. Everybody watches CNBC, what's going on? But when it gets quiet, there's nothing to watch on CNBC, and it gets boring, because now they're interviewing governors and congressmen about economic policy. Oh, yeah, okay, great. They need action. They need action. They need to convince you that if the markets are going up, you'll want to watch, and you don't want to miss the trade. You don't want to miss opportunity. So if I'm a promoter, I'm only going to tell you that a stock is up 15% today. I'm not going to tell you that it dropped 50% yesterday. I'm going to tell you it's up 15% today. Don't miss it. This is the mentality of the networks, and it drives me nuts, because it's misleading as to what the big picture is. You look at your 401k and go, I'm down 18%, but apparently Apple is up 20% from the low. I have Apple. Why is my 401k down all this money? Because you've been a holder for years, and in the last year, it's gone down more than it's come back. This is what's going on. You'll get stuff like Joe Schmuck's company is up 140% in 48 weeks. Yeah. But it was down 60% from the big run, and it's only back to where it was. It's only recovered the loss that it had. And so you look at a 5-year chart, it hasn't changed a bit. You're no richer. You've just gone through the grinder with this thing. They won't tell you the reality of it. You really have to look through this. And I know most of you do. Most of you are very intelligent. You're pretty sharp people out there. But a lot of you newbies, kids, think about promotion. It's a big part of life. Preston, thank you for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you, JG. Tell me how it is, Bruce. Found your channel when you had 1,500 followers. Congratulations on your progress. 100,000. Next stop, thoughts on the new Buzz ETF. The new Buzz ETF. I think it starts today. It'll be quite interesting. They're not going to buy GameStop. They're not going to buy AMC. They're not going to buy a rocket companies. Nope. They're going to buy Apple. They're going to buy Google, Alphabet. They're going to buy Amazon. They're going to buy the stocks that are most talked about on social media. That's kind of the shtick. But GameStop is one of the most talked about stocks on social media. So is Rocket. So is AMC. So is Bed Bath & Beyond. So is BlackBerry. No, those don't qualify. There's a guy who picks the stocks. It's not the guy in the bar stool. It's not that guy. He doesn't pick the stocks. But they kind of give you the inference he's sort of involved with it, and I guess he is, but he's not the portfolio manager as far as I know. And so God bless it. I hope it does well, but Buzz is what it is. The Buzz ETF is following Buzz stocks of a certain caliber, the high-end capitalization, not where a lot of you are following the market. Just saying. I know I have Apple shareholders here that also have GameStop. I know I have investors that own ETFs that own AMC. And then there are others of you who only own some certain stocks. I know that. But that's what that ETF is about, from what I'm told and from what I hear. Those are my thoughts on it. Could hedge funds collapse ETF to get their shares back? No, they cannot. They cannot do that. No. ETFs are separate and they're their own entities. SEC rules, never. Gabriel, what is your sentiment on Churchill? Lucid Motors, overpriced on the deal when it was done. It was a $15 deal. It takes 60 days to close. The deal will close in 60 whatever days. Then watch the stock. Between now and then, no upside. I don't think so. I think it's been overhyped. Too many people in at too high a price. Many people hurt on a SPAC that should have been at 10 to 15, 20 bucks a share, waiting for the deal. Now the deal is announced. It's too late. The stock was at 50 something, dropped right to 30 something, and now it's 20 something. You're going to have to wait a while. They can't speak now because they're in the middle of their merger, like all the SPACs that I'm talking about with mine. They're not talking because they're in the quiet period, and that's the way it is. Gabriel, what is your sentiment? So there it is. So good luck to you on that. Talk to me. We'll talk about it after they've merged and it's all done. Then we'll see what's going on. Jonas, I've made 10 Gmails and I've liked and subscribed to you on all of them, Uncle Bruce. Love your honesty, bagels and stories, and I swear I'll buy you that BMW. Oh man, some of you guys kill me. Thank you. Thanks for following me. I really appreciate it, all of you guys. GameStop 119, not going down, not going up, but not going down. Isn't it something? Again, thank you, all of you who are here. Thank you also to those of you who are making donations to my PayPal account today. I do offer a shout out to anybody who wants one. If you want to do a shout out for someone that's a birthday or an anniversary, or you want to promote a Instagram account, you want to promote your YouTube channel, you want to promote your small business, you're at home, you got your restaurant is on, you're really struggling, you need some promotion, send me a $25 donation and I will mention it to my wonderful followers. And hopefully they won't be too mad at me. Vincent Duarte, thank you for your donation. Ticker Buzz, that is the new ETF. We just talked about that. Thank you also to Battleproof Mindset for this donation. Greetings from the UK, the best non-European country on the globe. I just read that GameStop in 2016 issued bonds of $475 million, leading up to a maturity date in mid-2021. Some thought GameStop would default on them, and that's what when many put high short positions betting on the company failing. GameStop have now refinanced half of that, and they now mature in 2023. And so the extensional threat is passed. Can you explain that? A refreshed board and Ryan Cohen's effort may affect things. Yes, the company's made a lot of corporate moves, very strong corporate moves. The company's in good shape. Financially, they're fine. They have no money issues to worry about in that regard. I think they're going to raise a lot of money issuing stock. Eventually, it could be much higher than this because of what's happening with the stock that, as we watch it trade here. So no, that even without the move of the stock, even when the stock was $15 a share, they'd already done all this stuff. This has all been done already last summer. And yet the shorters did not cover their shorts. Go figure, those idiots. What's the deal with shorting stocks? iBorrow shows GameStop had 200,000 yesterday to 600,000 today. Can they just keep shorting us to death? This fluctuates every day. It just there might be a million shares bought back, and that outfit won't tell you that. And then there's a new issuance of 600,000 going out the door. It's just a turnover. Don't let it get to you. It's okay. FAI subject of at least 3 lawsuits around the merger, and it's causing an undue dilution of shareholder value. Is this common? There are not 3 lawsuits. There are 3 investigations of the merger by different law firms that might, if they find an irregularity, might want to launch a lawsuit. That's all that you're talking. You're not reading it right, Brent. Go into every one of these SPACs and then go to every SPAC out there, and you'll find at least 1 or 2 or 3 law firms are investigating every single one of them when they make an announcement on a merger. They're fishing for customers, and they're promoting their law firms by making press releases and including the names of these companies with their names to try to get publicity to find more clients to operate their business. And if you do some due diligence on these law firms, if you really want to take the time, you might find out that a bunch of these guys are operating in tiny little offices with maybe 5 employees, 20 employees. They're not gigantic 5,000 lawyer firms coming after these companies. These are specialists that are looking for anomalies, and they're trolling for law clients. They're looking for files. That's what's going on. And every one of these entities, all of them, they have insurance in place to guard against stupid lawsuits. And they pay a premium for it collectively, and they rarely lose because these lawsuits are frivolous, if at all, if they even show up. And I really am sorry for people who are betting everything they have on the potential of being able to sue a public company to get money out of them because of some kind of misrepresentation of intended deal or something like that. These take forever to go through the courts. They have to go all the way up through the circuit courts. It takes 10 years, and these lawyers are actually looking for their name recognition so that when they say to people who sign up to become class action candidates, do you need any other help with your legal systems or legal issues? And that's how they troll them. I'm sorry I have to say it, but I'm thinking I'm kind of right. That's what I think is going on. Brent, I think you're being scared. You're getting scared by this. But look, it's okay, Brent. If you don't have the guts for this, it's all right. Stay away. Don't get involved because there are bad people out there. Who knows? These deals, hey, they get announced. Sometimes the stocks go up right away. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they never go up. Sometimes they always go down. Sometimes they don't do anything. Welcome to the stock market, pal. Welcome to the market. But if you're going to become a Warren Buffett kind of guy, you're going to have to, gotta work your way through it. Anyway, there you have it. Laser proof. Bruce, I have a friend who bought GameStop at 384 and sold it at 112. Will you attend his funeral? Well, easy come, easy go. Why would you buy at 384 when it was $20 a share 2 months earlier? Ask your friend if he's still alive. What can I say? There's nothing I can do. It is what it is. Miguel, what are your thoughts on LGHL, knowing that they are sole proprietors of crypto exchange in Dubai? No idea. I have no opinion on this. I don't know anything about them. I have never been to Dubai. I would like to go to Dubai someday. It's on a bucket list. I would love to fly on Emirates on a double-decker A380. Always wanted to do that. It's a bucket list of mine. Has not happened yet. So someday I'll be there, but I don't know anything about this company and what they're about. Dark Death Killer. Hey, Bruce, could you give us a ballpark estimate? When would be a good time to sell the SPACs you recommend? Right after the merger, weeks, months, years? Could be months or years. Months or years, because the sooner you sell, the less of an opportunity you're giving them to show you what they're really going to become. You've got to give them a shot. And that's why I say it's an investment. It's not a flip. But you can make it what you want. If you want to make it a flip that as soon as it's merged and if it goes to 15, 18, 23, 16, you want to blow it off, go ahead. Brent, Sundheimer, thanks for the clarification on FAI. It's a super deal. Then since it's dropped below 10, yes, it is. I think it's a bargain. Any SPAC trading under $10 that has already announced the merger and we're waiting for the quiet period, this to me, it's a deal. Yeah, thank you. That's a giveaway. I would grab these things. Absolutely. Trading at $9.98 for Starboard and $9.99 for Fortress. Folks, I don't know how more ground floor I can give you a deal. I can't give you more of a ground floor deal than that. Folks, yeah, you're being offered a gift. Take the gift. R6, thoughts on the lower volumes on GameStop recently? Positive. Very low volume, and the stock is not dropping. It went from $100 on Monday to $120 to $132 yesterday, and it has traded very little stock. There's no selling coming in to stop this thing. Shorters have had, to me, they've had every opportunity to drop this market, to really attack it, to really run it down. Not happening. Wow. That I like it. As each day goes by, this thing looks better and better and better. And I'm beginning to notice articles showing up in various websites about the upside of the company, of its corporate game plan going forward. More and more of that. And so I'm kind of getting the impression that, we might be in for an interesting time here. It could be for a run. We'll see. Anyway, thank you, Nick Bird, for your donation on PayPal. I appreciate these. Mr. W, if you've taken a big loss, never forget you can bounce back. Learn from your mistakes and adapt to the market. There's always money to be made. That's right. Just get smarter and more disciplined on trading stock. Grow a spine, hold it. Yeah, but again, if you're following the herd and you see a bunch of bisons running along the prairie and you're getting in with them and they all jump over a cliff and you're jumping with them, okay, you're with everybody else. I must be right until you hit the bottom of the cliff. Okay, sorry, it's the bison. It's the bison that sees all these bison going off the cliff and all these Indians on horseback pushing them to the cliff. The bison that veers off and goes, I'm not going over there. Let those guys jump over the cliff. And then the Indians are going to pick up the leftovers on the bottom of the cliff. That's how it works. The old buffalo jumps we have here in the West. Massive buffalo jumps. There were spots where buffaloes were herded up by the Indians and they were corralled and then they were rushed over a cliff, and they jumped in a panic because they were stampeding. They all went over, hundreds of them, and the Indians had meat like you couldn't believe for weeks and months. The problem was there was no refrigeration for the Indians at that time. So if they could do it in the winter, they could at least preserve meat for a while, but they wanted the skins, they wanted the hides, and they grabbed the hides and made clothing and tenting and everything else. But yeah, many a buffalo got stampeded over a cliff, and there are stockholders that just go with the flow. And you know what? Sometimes you win. Sometimes you go with the flow when you're in early enough. GameStop in January, people bought it 120. It had been only $10 3 months earlier. They got in at 120 and it went to 200. They sold it. Others bought at 140 and it went to 200. They sold it. Others bought at 200. It went to 300. They didn't sell it. Came back to 100 and went, oh God, oh damn it. And then there were others who bought in the 300s and it only went to 400. And they thought it was going to 1,000 right now because stocks go from $10 to 1,000 in 30 days. Where did you read that? I don't know where that's coming from. And they got blown out. If you rewind my live shows from back when the shares went up, I had people asking me, what should I do? How much higher can it go? Should I sell? What do I want to? And I told you guys, if you own this stuff on margin, sell enough to get out of margin. Just hold it for cash. If you've got a nice big fat profit, take half off the table right now. Or why don't you sell 10% of your portfolio, of your stock in GameStop? If it goes up 15, 20 bucks more, sell another 10%. Goes up another 10, 15 bucks a share, sell another 10%. Just feed it out, cash in, say thank you, sit on the sidelines and wait for the show and then decide what the direction is. Because I had no idea how high it was going to go. No one did. And a lot of you did that. A lot of you said, thank you, Uncle Bruce. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take some profits. I'm in on this on margin. I bought it 60 bucks and I borrowed a bunch from the broker. I'm going to pay all that off. And now everything I've got is free. And then a bunch of you said, I'm selling the half of what I have left. And now I got a nice pot of money here and I still got stock for free. And great. And that's the way to do it. So right now we're at 120. If it goes from here to $200-$300 a share, I would start recommending the same strategy to start taking some money off the table because we don't know day to day where it's going to go. And everyone worries, oh, I might lose it. It might go to 1,000 and I'll miss it. Well, yeah, maybe. But you know what? Maybe you've got 1/10 of the stock still in your hand when it goes to 1,000 a share. And all the money of that is more than all the money you put into the whole thing and you've already cashed in. You're just, folks, you can't get the all-time high price and you can't get the all-time low price. You just got to be average. Be better than the average and you'll make a lot of money. And there's always tomorrow. We can find something else. Or sometimes stocks come back and you get back in. I mean, there's ways. Nick, can a short choose what calls to cover first? Can a short choose what calls to cover first and let their older calls way out of the money just build interest, or do they have to cover the oldest calls first? Okay, if you've written a call contract against stock, and the contract you've written a bunch of them, some expire Friday this week or next week, some expire in a month, some expire in 2 months. You can buy back those calls anytime you want at whatever price you're trading at, depending on what the market is doing, of course. You got to figure out what to do between now and Friday. If you've got calls that are expiring tomorrow, of course, you might be buying them back for less than you sold them at, what you sold them at, more than you sold them at. It all depends on how the stock did when you wrote the contract in the first place, right? So you can buy any contract back anytime you want in any way you wish, and you can create new ones if you want. Buy these back that are expiring tomorrow, and then write new contracts for 2 weeks from now at a different strike price. You have every strategy available to you, and it depends on your portfolio what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. I don't know how else to answer that question. That would make sense. Thank you. Boosted Stang. Hey, buddy. Thank you for that donation very, very much. These super chats. Love you guys. Let's see here. Serge. Hi. Any thoughts on IPOE? Don't know what that is. So I have no thoughts today. No idea. If it becomes a top trader, I'll hear all about it with everything else, and I'll know more. But right now, I don't know who this is, and I don't have time to look this up. at this particular point in time. 122 on GameStop, down $2. It is not dropping like some maybe thought it might. Somebody bought something on GameStop on Redbubble. That's fantastic. Thank you. We've got a PayPal donation here. Robert Fleet, Bruce, you are a true light guiding the way. Can you touch on Russell 1000 again for a moment? Does GME qualify for inclusion once we hit the 143 mark? And what happens if it fluctuates above and below the 10 billion market cap mark? Robert, I don't know what the actual number is for inclusion. So what I'm going to say to all of you out there, all companies that trade on the markets have a market capitalization value. And how you figure it out? You figure out what the price of the stock is, how many shares exist from the company. In the case of GameStop, it's 70 million shares. The stock's trading at 120 right now, about 120. You multiply 70 million times $120 a share, and you'll come out with a market cap about $8.4 billion right now. Back in the summer of last year, when GameStop was $5 a share, it was a market cap of $350 million. So GameStop was worth $350 million last summer. It's now worth $8.4 billion today. If the stock goes to $200 a share on the open market, it's worth $14 billion market cap. That's what that means. Now, there are indexes out there, the Dow 30, the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, and many, many others that include stocks into their indexes because of their value. And in the case of the Russell 2000 and the Russell 1000, what's the difference? The Russell 1000 is made up of the 1,000 most valuable companies trading on the market by market cap. This is just a simplification, very simplification. There are other factors that will include it or not, but that's one of them. On the S&P 500, it's lately I've seen new entries into the S&P 500 that kind of have a $14 billion market cap, but they have to have other factors. They have to be profitable for the last 4 consecutive quarters and other issues, okay? Tesla did get added into the S&P 500 after they had their 4th quarter of profits. They were worth $360 billion at the time, and now they're one of the 10 most valuable companies in the S&P 500, but that's another matter. GameStop is nowhere near getting into the S&P 500, but it might qualify for the Russell 1000, and that apparently is going to happen shortly in the next few months or so. This could become officially released by followers of indexes. What does that mean for you as a shareholder of GameStop? It means that if the company is included into the Russell 1000, that a whole bunch of mutual funds out there that make investments into companies, they cannot invest. They have their own in-house rules, their own guidelines that say we cannot buy stock in any company unless it's part of at least the Russell 1000. We can't hold it in our mutual fund. Well, that qualifies GameStop now with certain mutual funds around the world. There could be 1, 10, 20, 500 of them. I don't know. Second thing to think about is there are a lot of ETFs that are index mutual funds. These are index funds, index ETFs, index mutual funds, and so on. And there are hedge funds that are tracking indexes. And a number of them track the Russell 1000. So if GameStop is coming into the Russell 1000, that means somebody has to go out of the Russell 1000. In other words, the 1000th ranked company, the one at the bottom of the list, you're out. GameStop is in, but by the time GameStop enters the index, it might be number 644. It might be the 644 most valuable member of the index because it's at 8.4 billion right now. Now what happens is all of these ETFs, these index funds and these mutual funds and all these hedge funds, these guys all have to now buy GameStop in their portfolio and sell stock in the one that's being dumped off to reflect the changeover. But they have to buy enough GameStop shares, depending on how big their portfolio is. They got to buy enough GameStop shares so that GameStop represents the 600th most valuable position in their portfolio because they have to track the Russell 1000. If GameStop goes from 120 to 240 a share, 240 bucks, the Russell 1000 might be affected. It might go up. And if these funds don't have enough GameStop shares inside their holdings, their fund won't go up in value because they don't have enough GameStop. So they have to have enough. The minute GameStop goes in there, they got to have enough GameStop to reflect the market value or movement potential, the strength of the stock inside the index. It's kind of complicated, but with Tesla, when Tesla was finally added into the S&P 500, and people were thinking it would have happened 6 months before it actually did, but when it finally did get in, Tesla still went up another $200 a share from the 700 range to the 900 range. And some people said, well, that's because of the S&P 500, because there's all kinds of mutual funds, all kinds of ETFs that follow the S&P 500. There you go. There are also mutual funds and hedge funds and ETFs that will only trade in certain sectors of the economy, like retail stocks or e-commerce stocks, gaming stock, whatever. But they don't buy every single company that exists. They only will buy these stocks in these sectors if the shares are inside the Russell 1000, or if they're part of the S&P 500, or if they're part of other indexes. There's qualifications for companies to be included in certain ETFs and hedge funds. They have to have a certain level of membership of other higher indexes. So this is a good move for GameStop if this were to happen. They become part of the Russell 1000. That's another feather in their cap to attract them to long-term institutional holders, which means there might be 5 million shares needed by ETFs and mutual funds. They might need 5 million or 10 million GameStop shares to put into their holdings going forward. That puts more pressure on the short sellers who don't have the stock and have to get it back. It means more buying coming into GameStop with no selling behind it. And that could move the market even higher. See what I'm saying? That's what this means. That's why this is so important about that. Uncle Bruce, love what you're doing. Much love from London. Can you please give a shout out to my cousin Molos, who's a new up-and-coming rapper from Libyan, Kosovo. He is on Spotify and YouTube right now. Check him out. Thanks. There you go. Molos. Check out Molos and let me know if you like him. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Here we go. Laser proof. What happens to the market cap if GameStop? If the stock price goes to 100,000, just do the math. $100,000 times 70 million shares. What's the number? That's all it is. It's just mathematics. It's nothing personal. It's just math. Can you explain the benefits, risks of buying SPACs, units versus the common shares? If you buy, when the SPAC gets created, they sell units to investors at $10 a unit. And the unit has a share and it has a piece of a warrant, usually a half a warrant, a quarter of a warrant, a third of a warrant. And when you put enough of those together, you get a whole warrant, which will let you buy another share from the company at $11.50 a share, your option. Good for at least a year after the merger is done. Usually what they do is they'll split that into two pieces. The exchange, they'll split it into stock and warrants. And so the warrants will trade on their own like options do with an expiry of the future. And then the shares will trade on their own. And I recommend you just buy the stock. Just buy the stock and forget the units, forget the warrants, just buy the stock. And now you can just follow what it does, and that's it. The units will be a little more expensive than the stock because it includes a piece of the warrant. That's all it is. Nothing sinister, nothing untoward. It's just what it is. Jen, are you in the kitchen?
I am. Is it bagel time?
I think it's bagel time. Yeah. I'm really hungry, and I think we need GameStop to go higher. I don't know if this will work or not, but I'm hungry anyway. And, a guy's got to eat. I mean, just talking to his friends out here, a guy's got to have something to eat. I mean, come on. Kind of wondering if maybe a fried egg sandwich, fried egg bagel with a slice of cheese, and maybe 3 of those breakfast sausages nuked up would be just the take it. Little protein, little everything, a little ketchup too. Oh my goodness, incredible. Since I've been yapping today, folks, we have had over 30,000 people watch this show since I started talking today. Thank you for being here today for that. We have added subscribers to this channel. We are now at 91,015 subscribers. We're heading for 100,000. This is so exciting. We have 4,500 thumbs ups here for this show today. I really appreciate 4,500 thumbs ups. 6,900 of you are here. So theoretically, there might be a few of you that might be in the position to generously hit the thumbs up button to give me a higher thumbs up count. Here they come. There's 100 that just popped up from 46 to 4,700. I would love to get over 5,000, even 6,000. We can break 10,000 thumbs ups today during the whole show. There's 4,800 right now. That would really give more momentum to the show. 4,900 right there. Thank you all for doing this for me. I really appreciate it. I think we're going to hit 5,000 any second now. We're at 4,900. There it is. 5,000 thumbs ups right there. Another milestone met. Thank you all. 5,100. Here they come. This is great. Thank you for supporting me. What else is going on? Comments and PayPal donations have been coming in again. I wanted to thank you all for these PayPal donations to my channel. Very much appreciated. I want to just check out if I have here. I have one here. I have to acknowledge them. I want to acknowledge them. Sir B Industries sent me a donation today. Bruce, we love you. I was a homeless addict not long ago, but now I have a second chance. Junkies for Jesus. .com. 20% of profits go to the homeless and addicts. Diamond Hands shirt. Stocks with Bruce, 20% off. Will buy more GME. There you go. There's a comment worth promoting. Thank you for this donation, buddy. I really appreciate it. And make a ton of money selling your product. Absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I can pop this comment in here. We've got a few more characters than I need, but let me just make an adjustment here. And there we are. Perfect. 200 characters is what we need or less. And there we go. Way to go, man. Thank you. And everybody check them out. And hopefully you can support someone who's making it happen. This is fantastic. That's what we're talking about here. Growing America. And the bottom line is America grows from the ground up. That's the reality. Billionaires only get rich when people below them can buy their product. And there's the comment right there. Thanks, buddy, for that and the donation. Folks, check them out. And again, I offer a shout outs to anyone. If you want to make a $25 donation or more to this channel through my PayPal account, you definitely get a shout out. It just takes me a while sometimes to get there, and I'm doing the best I can to meet you. Again, thank you, all of you, for this. I know a lot of you are sending me comments today, and a number of you want to have a one-on-one with me. I will get back to you, but it'll be later today. I'm on the air right now. Matt Miner, thank you, Matt. Thanks for being a breath of sanity in these insane markets. Also, take a look at my wife's jewelry line. And he's looking for a shout out without sending me $25. Sorry, can't do that. You got to make it. You didn't make enough of a donation. Nick Bird, thank you for your donation. Palantir has 50 million volume right now. Lots of talk on Reddit about it. Way to go, is it Palantir? Yeah, Palantir. Way to go, guys. Thank you to Christopher Lack for this donation. Hi, Bruce. Great show as usual. I've learned more about investment watching your show than years of CNBC. Look forward to your book someday. Cheers from the United Kingdom, Chris Lack. Shout out for NHS healthcare clinician, a clinician for COVID-19 response here. Yes, sir, that is true. The folks in the UK have been battling this virus. It's been unbelievable, the war, and God bless the NHS, the national healthcare system over there, for keeping UK people alive and getting through this terrible ordeal. Absolutely scary. Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more for that. And so let me get a plug out there. And thank you, everybody, for that. And thank you for your donation today. Really appreciate it. That is very kind of you today. There we go. And let's see here what we have. I have to make a few adjustments. Just double checking here something. Here we go. There's that. Fantastic. Here we go. Let's clear this up. And I got to get down to 200 characters, so I'm scrambling. Here we go. There it is. Let's get it up there. There it goes. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Christopher. Good luck to you. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm caught up with all your donations on PayPal today. If you would like to make one, I will promote you. I will send you I will do a shout out as best I can for you and put the word out. Okay, thank you, everybody. John, this show's getting a bit unbearable with all the constant ads now. I get it, but it's changed so much since we were here around the 40,000 mark. John, you know, I'm on for 4 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours. The show doesn't stop in the middle. I'm here watching. You watch CNBC for 4 hours? Why don't you add up the commercials and tell me how many there are? You know, cut a guy a break, man. I'm just trying to survive here. I have no idea how long my channel will last. I have no idea how popular this will ever get. I don't own any stock. I'm just, you know, doing the best I can with what I got. And guys, you know, what can I say? I'm trying to, like I say, I'm trying to help out some people who are really hurting out there or who are up and comers. And, you know, it's 30 seconds of your time. Maybe it's a pee break for you. You know, you thought of that? What can I say? Anyway, I'm doing the best I can. Thank you, everybody. That's the way it is right now. Okay. Thank you. The rest of you. MNRSTI, you must have missed my first super chat. Any insight on short borrowed fee rate? AMC's at whatever. No comment really, other than it fluctuates day to day. It fluctuates share to share, and it's part of the business, and that's just what's going on. I can't be specific for any one stock because I don't control that market and I don't run it and I don't study it all that closely. I almost don't care about it. I'm really more interested in how's the stock doing, what's the big picture. What's the market all around us? The Dow now is up 49 points, coming back from that drop we had this morning. Good stuff. S&P up 4 points. Good stuff. NASDAQ only down 15. Good stuff. We got an overall good environment for the market. Maybe this will translate to other stocks that maybe you have out there. Fantastic. AMC down 46 cents back to 812. It's recovered a bit. Congratulations, AMC holders. I hope for the best for you. That's all I can say. Thank you, everybody, for your understanding, your tolerance of me, and you know, allowing me to do shout outs without getting too angry at me. Thank you. Doing what I can. Thank you to Peter Hesenius on PayPal. Can someone out there please make our dear Uncle Bruce dope Bruce's bagel bump animation for him to add to our favorite segment of a stream? I don't even know what that means. What is that? Thank you, Peter. I think it's a good thing. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Thank you guys very much for all of that. Oh my goodness. So much fun. So much fun. Where are we at right now? Oh, Dennis, thank you for the donation. Just popped in here. Best bagel store from Montreal. Can you run for Prime Minister? Montreal bagels are pretty good, but I'm not in Montreal and I'm nowhere near Montreal, so I got to make do with what I've got. Mike Kelly, thank you. What's that? Euprexia, Victoria BC clinical stage drugs, orthonas and oxycodone. First TX is only IPO in 18 years. Is there an advantage as a Canadian to this? I don't know what that means. I don't know. I don't know if you're talking about a stock or. I think it's a Toronto Stock Exchange issue you're talking about. And there's the company name. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything. I don't know. No idea. No idea. Not qualified to answer that question. Sorry. But you know, I put it out there. People can look it up, but I have no idea. Dennis, best bagels in Montreal. That's right. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I dare you to get paid. Nothing wrong with plugs. We just don't like them when there's more of them than actual stock stuff. We need bagel power right now. Suspicious trolls are gone so far. We'll see here. Thank you, Lynn Tuttle. I think Lynn, is that right? Thank you, Lynn Tuttle. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate it on PayPal. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Any amount is great. Thank you all so much. Of course, it's great. Uncle Bruce, do you think the institutional players are waiting until the witching hour Friday to slam the shorts and drive more contracts out of the money before the close? That's the 19th of March, right? That's the quintuple, the 5-time witching hour. I think it's 5. But tomorrow is option day too, and there could be a lot of stuff going on tomorrow with that. So we'll see. We'll be here to watch it. How about that? 118.77 on GameStop, down $5, but not down 10% to get off the to be put on the short sale restricted list. Hard to say that very quickly. Do what you got to do, Bruce. Nobody wants to hear from Karen and Kevin's complaining all the time. It's your show. Thanks, Ron, so much. I always wondered how an American person would pronounce my name, Alexander Bushel, Alexander Bushel. And I'm not American. I'm Canadian. Cut me a break. But I love Americans too. I do. And I love America. Oh God, I wish I was in Palm Desert right now. Oh, I gotta love America. Brandon, we love you, Bruce. Plug all you want. Boo hoo. Thank you. Mako, everything is so flat today. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a good thing. Mike Kelly, advantage to IPO only on TSX, not USA exchanges. No idea if there's advantages to that or not. I have no idea. What can I say? Amen, Ron. Love your message about Bruce doing some shout outs. No bagels for Melvin. My bagels are coming. I feel it. It's coming, baby. We're excited. Let's see here. What else is going on here? More comments coming in here. Bagel squeeze time. It's almost bagel squeeze time. I'm getting ready. Melvin is down at least 5.3 billion bagels from the last time I checked. Amen, Ron. I hear the microwave going back there. That means Jen is working it. Jen is making it happen. It's going to be awesome. Oh, my goodness. It's getting exciting. Bruce is the most wholesome person on YouTube. Smash the thumbs up button for Bruce. Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's like he's a 4-year-old. I have to cut his meat.
Oh, baby. I got little chunks of pork sausage. We got this ketchup on here. We got the bagel with the fried egg and the Swiss cheese, the cheddar cheese from Costco, real cheddar cheese, not that cheese food crap. Oh, thank you, Jennifer, so much. Her hand is on the air again. That means, you know what? Why 1934 in GameStop right now? What's it going to do when Bruce eats his bagel on the air and his pork sausages and the ketchup? Oh, my God, we're so excited. Oh, can we stand it? Cheers, everybody. Oh, man. So good. So good. This old YouTuber, this old man talking about his YouTube channel, begging for people to like him. Oh, my gosh. The poor guy. Here's the bagel. Jen is laughing. She liked that line. Cheers, everybody, for the bagel bite. Here we go. We're going to have fun today, we hope. Let's go. Man, that's good. That is so good. 119.41 on GameStop. Let's see what it wants to do. Go GameStop. That's all I have to say. Let's go, baby. Run that, baby. Let's take it to the moon. Everybody should get rich. All my viewers should get rich. Thank you, those of you who are reaching out to me for private one-on-one sessions. I will respond to you later today when I'm off the air. Trust me. We'll talk. I'll let you know when we can fit you in. I'm totally booked up this weekend. I'm close to next weekend being booked up. And then we'll set up the weekend after that. I will let you in on this. Thank you, everybody, very much. Cameron, thank you, Uncle Bruce, for all the advice and quality time with all your nieces and nephews. Bagel time, baby. There you go. Thank you. Laughing my ass off. Amazing time with DFW and the bagel. I like my bagels, free roaming bagel time. Phantom Savage, thank you. Trades calls his community the Gorilla Gang. I propose we call ourselves Bagel Baboons. Oh, there's all kinds of one-liners going out there. It's unreal. Oh, my gosh. Bruce, can you answer my second super chat? I don't know. Where is it? It's gone through here so quickly. I may have missed it. Bagel Power, Bagels with Bruce. DFW tweeted. Laggy Roaring Kitty just tweeted. Why every stock has some pattern today, including GameStop. Thank you, Olivia, for your donation. I just saw it on PayPal. The bagel is a signal for the 10% dip. Are DFB and Bruce the same person? I don't think I have the hair. I don't think I got that guy's hair. Doesn't he have more hair than I have? I have very little left. Bagels with Bruce. Live, that's right. Oh my God, this is fantastic. Every bite removes shares from the GameStop quote float. Bagel boost time. What's going on here? All kinds of people want to talk to me. They want me to talk about other stocks. What can I say? There's a tweet apparently. Learning a lot from your channel, Brucey. Sending warm wishes from sunny Tampa. Oh, Tampa, man, so nice and warm in Tampa. Beautiful place. Does Jen have a single sister? No, can do. She's got a sister and she's married and been married a long time. Let's see here. That's so funny. Dreaming, Bruce, can you answer my second super chat? I don't know. What was the question? You could have put it in there. You could have put it right in there. I would have saw it a second time. Oh, man. Michael, tonight's thoughts on the large number of out-of-the-money puts opened in the last few days. No thoughts. I don't know what to think. 120 on GameStop. I don't know what to think. I don't know. Debbie, thank you for the PayPal donation. Thank you so much. I'm trying to keep up. More bagel time. Here we go. So good. 120.56. We're going up. Woohoo! ELSP box. How does listing across two stock exchanges, affect the overall available volume to trade? Does Frankfurt get a certain percentage of volume? Thanks, Bruce. There's probably a market specialist in Frankfurt for the stock, as there is in New York or NASDAQ or whatever. And so there's always they're trying to keep liquidity going. Hedge funds, mutual funds, they will trade on whatever exchange whenever they feel the movement, the time to make a move. Volume is not guaranteed on one exchange or another. It's just available. And sometimes for certain investors, certain banks, pension funds, life insurance companies that hold portfolios, sometimes they're European based and Frankfurt's the way to go. Sometimes it's better to do New York. It's all digital anyway. So back and forth. There's been rumors for years that Frankfurt was going to merge with other entities, and they may have already by now. There's so much cross-pollination right now. So there you go. I've never seen Bruce and DFW in the same room. If that's true, maybe I'm his dad. He's tweeting right now, peanut butter time on a bagel. Knock yourself out. Maybe we're both cats. Have you thought of that? Live from Creston, it's Bagels with Bruce. Tampa! I love tuning in. I love it. Learned a lot. Is your wife single? Some days. Uncle Bruce is the uncle I've always wanted, but I never had awesomeness of Jen. Everyone's laughing. We're at 120.44 right now. That's right. 120.44. Your bagel plate is what we call poggers these days. To the bagel, I mean to the moon. I love these pork sausages. Oh, they're good. Oh, love it. To the moon. 120.50, 120.70. Come on, baby. We were a little chilly here. We were in the mid-70s in Florida. The sausage is extra points for GameStop. A DFV tweets at the same time Uncle Bruce eats a bagel. Is this a coincidence? What's this? What's going on here? That man is available. That man is welcome on this show anytime he wants. Anytime he wants to come on here, he is welcome as my guest. We can talk about whatever you want. Anytime, man. Mm-hmm. Anybody with GameStop, you want to show up, say hi to me? You let me know. You betcha. Pardon the Bruce. He's eating. Mo bagel, mo bagel, mo bagel. Oh my gosh. He always tweets when Bruce is handed the bagel. There you go. That haircut, though. Oh, man. Oh, my. Speaking of haircuts, I need a haircut so bad. My barber's been out of business because of the COVID. I got to get a haircut so bad. Visceral Records, how can I best prepare for our one-on-one Saturday? Bagel check, grape jelly check, Buddha check. What do I need to consider? Bless Jen, 22 seconds to the moon. I love these one-on-one chats, too. 120.14 on the stock. What's his Twitter handle? Somebody wants to know. Have you ever had a pretzel bagel from Trader Joe's? I don't think I have. Used to live in California in Palm Desert. And there were Trader Joe's there. We went there. You shop at Trader Joe's when you're in California. Good food, deals. Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Big Boy Living. Do you think AMC has any potential to squeeze? No price target needed. I have no idea. I hope so for you. I hope all of you make money on AMC. I really do. I like AMC. I like the company. I love their theaters, but their stock is different than GameStop. It's a different story. They're not related, and nothing happens at the same time with each of these. That's not the way it's going to go. Whatever GameStop does corporately and AMC does corporately are two separate things. AMC was never on the verge of bankruptcy. GameStop was never on the verge of bankruptcy. AMC was. There's a difference there. So things are different. That'd be pretty cool. I'd love to do that. Anytime, man. Anytime. Robert, thank you. Robert McCall. Bruce, what are your thoughts concerning GameStop bond maturity due this month to be on the 15th? Reported in last November, the company plans to pay back 65% of the bonds this year on the 15th of the month. Yeah, they have the money. They have the money to do whatever they want with it. They're going to arrange it that it'll be paid out, or a big chunk of it. It's just putting the company in a stronger position. That's all. This is non-factor with regard to the success of the company or the survival of the company. It'll be fine. Gavin, Bruce, I have an extra $1,000. Is it worth getting on the GameStop bandwagon at this point? I have bought your recommended SPACs already. I was kind of wondering, would it go down 10% today on a pullback? So it'll be on the short restricted list. It hasn't happened, but it's down 372, so it's a little lower. But keep an eye on it. If you think this is the low range, buy it. If you think it might get lower, wait, buy it. I don't know. If you think you're going to be around for 6 months, go ahead and buy it. If you've got 6 minutes of time, no. But if you've got 3-6 months to let this thing happen, despite what could happen in the meantime, then yeah, sure. Go ahead. That's just my take on it. But again, I'm just Uncle Bruce. Thoughts on these out of the money puts? That was a good question. What are your thoughts on these out of money puts? I'm not sure what to think about that. I'm not sure what to make of that. I'm going to need some alone time to think that one over. GameStop, 119.63. I continue to eat my pork sausages and bagel. Love it. Sorry, Ryan. Yes, chew carefully. That's right. Oh, man. Semiconductor stocks are tanking. Tanking. What do you think? The lower they get, the more I like them. That's what I think. That's what I think. The lower they get, the more money you can make on the other side. Goodness gracious. Internet enforcers. Someone's got to tell them, you don't eat on camera. Good Lord. Don't eat in front of your viewers. Good Lord. You know, you could just go to the bathroom for 5 minutes. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm chewing. 118.90 on GameStop. 300,000 shares bought back when they were really trying to keep this over 10% down. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what can I say? We don't want to catch you choking on your breakfast. Bagels with Bruce. Let's go here. I'll plug in my computer. It's plugged in. Computer's plugged in. Don't worry, it's plugged in. We weren't plugged in yesterday when I came back. I had forgotten to re-plug it in, but it's plugged in now. It's all good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The Oliver Masterson. I am selling my house to buy Royal Caribbean shares. Oh my. Once they're allowed to sell again, will they go so high I'll be able to live in a house the rest? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Oh. No. No. Avoid cruise stocks. Big capital A. Run, Forrest, run. Don't buy cruise stocks. Oh, man. Oh, man. There you go. There you go. It's not like I don't do this every day, you know. Every day. Guys got to eat. I'm on the air. I got to eat. Oh, my. 1955. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for hanging around with me. I appreciate it. 6,100 of you here hanging out with Bruce. Coyote, people, we're here for the bagels. Stocks second. Oh, love you, Bruce. You can help me feel okay to be crazy. There you go. Let him eat. I have puts on Royal Caribbean. Don't buy it. There you have it. There you have it. Bruce, can a GameStop jump up big and drop it the same day? Yes, it can. It could. My God, Bruce, you are hilarious. Run for the hills. What was that? Because of Bruce's love of bagels, I've made 4 jellies. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Your audience literally demands it of you. It's unbelievable. I have a lot of demands from my audience. They think they own me, which is kind of funny too. Some guys are upset at me when I don't do what they want me to do for them. I asked you about a stock. Why didn't you research it for me? What kind of a guy are you? It's hilarious. Cheers, the bagel. This right here. Wondering what law firm investigation into Virgin VGAC regarding possible breaches of fiduciary duties and other violations of the law. This is what I'm talking about. Now, that gentleman, I don't think is a lawyer for that firm. I think this is a viewer, but this could be someone involved with the firm. Not saying, but these law firms are looking to promote their names, and they need business. And if they can do an investigation into the possibility that someone did a violate, I mean, good Lord. I'm not impressed. I am not impressed with these kinds of press releases. I honestly feel that the SEC should make it illegal, that you can't, this should not be covered. But it's spamming. It's riding the wave, trying to get popular on a hot topic. it's a trending thing. I understand. Zulu, Bruce, something's happening with SGLL up in a big way, gaming related, esports and cinemas and offline thoughts. There's been rumors and speculation. Do you think maybe GameStop would buy these guys? You think they would merge together and GameStop would then have an in-house gaming kind of, all kinds of thoughts. Bruce, we've heard enough about the stock market and true fans are here for the ads. We don't want the stock. We want to see the shoutouts. First-time investor and holding your recommended SPACs. Down 8% in the last week. Feels bad, man. Any tips on dealing with the day-to-day emotion? Do your exercises. Go for a walk. Stretch. Remind yourself you're a good person, that you've done nothing wrong, and that it's normal for markets to fluctuate from time to time, and everything will be all right. And then watch Uncle Bruce, and he'll reassure you that all will be well, and you're going to be fine, and then you're going to be okay. Okay, how about that? Hey, Bruce, you missed my last chat. Oh, sure I did. Did AMC get the SSR today? I don't know. Yes, it did. I think it did. I think AMC did. Does that mean the stock goes up right now? I don't know about that, but yeah, it is in. I believe it is in the short sale restriction. All righty, where are we at? 120.51 on GameStop. I'm going to keep eating this bagel here. I'm going to finish it off. Oh boy, good stuff. Thank you, everybody, for tolerating this silent period while yours truly is eating and getting stuff done here. We're up 70 on the Dow. That's good. Not quite the high of the day, but, well, not the high of the day. The high of the day was the absolute opening, but it's the best level since the down dip after the first, half an hour of the day. We'll take it. Thank you. Alrighty. GameStop 121.96 going up to 122, maybe higher. We've heard a lot of this kind of stock ghost. I've been hearing a lot about it. Mega short positions, mega call positions too, on a lot of different stocks. A lot of naked calls written on a lot of stocks. There's just all kinds of rumors flying around, but it's rumors. Aaron, been watching for weeks now. Have learned so much for free. Purchased 3 mugs from Redbubble. Big fan. Ignore the haters. Thank you. GameStop to the moon. Thank you for picking up some mugs, and I appreciate that. You guys are great, helping me out. I get a royalty every time you buy one of these items. And I thank you for all that, you guys. Excuse me. That's beautiful support. I love it. GameStop 123.24. I think I started eating this bagel when it was 119. Wasn't that the price? Wasn't it the 119 something? Dow up 100 points. 100 points on the Dow. S&P up 9. GameStop 124. Yay! Yay! I'm almost done, kids. I promise. I'm on the last couple of bites. 123.38. Go GameStop. Yeah. I can go a little longer. Fantastic. Oh, Jen, lifesaver. Love her for that, man. Thank you for the super sticker, Pyromania. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Quick peek here at PayPal. Thank you to Olivia Gillitzer. Hey there, Bruce. Really appreciated your shout out to the ladies this morning. Please give Jen a fist bump for me for teaching me the term financial feminism. I can't donate much now, but I'll come back with my attendees when GameStop hits the moon. It's all good, Olivia. Thank you so much. All of you gals out there. Debbie, thank you. Thanks for encouraging women in stocks. Shout out to your wondering and supporting wife. Jen gets a cup of coffee on me. Love your show and wish you the best. Jen appreciates these. I promise you, she appreciates all of your kind words. Aaron sent a gift. Thank you, buddy. Can you plug my daughter's YouTube channel? Hickory Ridge YouTube channel. Absolutely. Let me put the link in here right now, and we'll plug your daughter's channel. Absolutely. YouTubers, you betcha. You want YouTubers to be promoted? Send me a $25 donation or more, and I will pop in a pop message right there. There it goes. You're on there. Check out the channel, guys. Absolutely fantastic. I'm happy to do it. I really am. James, what's your favorite bagel filling? Oh, there's no filling. You just put stuff on top. You put some butter on there, grape jelly, or you get yourself some fried egg and cheddar cheese, and that's fantastic. Efren, hey Bruce, how much do you think these shares will be worth after their merger? More than what they're worth now. A lot more. Does that answer your question? Like, that's a lot more. Here's that plug for that YouTube channel. You betcha. Hickory Ridge on YouTube. Check out Hickory Ridge on YouTube. These SPACs will be worth a lot. I just keep coming back to the bottom line, and that is that DraftKings is the betting company. That was a SPAC. DraftKings was a SPAC. Was it 60 something now? We're at 123 in GameStop, by the way. So, you know, that's that one. That's a winner. I think that'll go even higher. But I think the ones that I'm recommending, they have that kind of potential or more. I just feel it. I can't guarantee it to you. I'm not going to tell you it's going to definitely do it. I just like what I see. I like what I see, and I'm a patient guy. I would recommend you to be a patient person to get that payoff. Let the companies work for you, promote for you, expose their virtues to the market, because there's going to be such a thin float. So few are trading that those shares can really run quickly because there's so little to stop them. So little stock that can come in for sale. So little. And there will be very little for sale under $30. Very little. Thank you. Crypto Chuck, thanks for the awesome stream. I'm heavily invested in vegan stocks like Beyond and Tattooed Chef. Plant power is the future. What do you think? That's what a lot of folks are saying. There's certainly a large segment of the world that's interested in this kind of product. And so I think they're going to be just fine. Alrighty. 124.68 on GameStop. Are you noticing it, kids? 125.65. Are you noticing it? Anybody notice? I think some are. I think they're going, Bruce, 126, man. Look. Yes, look. I'm telling you. Here we go. Bob Allen, thanks for the excellent answer, Bruce. I'm definitely not a lawyer, just an investor. There you go, buddy. It was nothing personal to you, honestly. I appreciate your comment. Thank you. And like I said, I'm speculating on why these firms are so aggressively promoting they're doing this. Why do you even need to do it? There's no need to do it. Why don't you just quietly investigate? You find some anomalies, then announce that you're filing a case. Why are you filing an announcement that you're investigating? That's not filing anything. You're just promoting your business. That's a cheap stunt. Cheap, which means they're cheap. Yeah. How good is a lawyer that needs to promote itself on the backs of publicly traded companies that have done nothing wrong? What do you think, kids? What is that? Does that tell you anything? Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Thank you all. Bluebird, since we don't know how high GameStop can possibly go, what could be a good exit strategy for when a squeeze occurs? Thank you for you're my favorite uncle. We don't know how it'll go. Okay, I did talk about this a while earlier today. if it's right now 125, okay. Some of you will start asking me, should I start selling now when it gets to like 250, 300? You're definitely going to be asking me, a lot of you, 350, 400. I mean, it's human nature. Some of you bought for the first time ever at $50. Goes to $200, $250, you have 5 times your money. People are going to ask me, what should I do? I've never had a thing like this happen to me before. I've got 100 shares. They cost me $500, and they're worth $2,500. What should I do? Some have 1,000 shares. It cost me $4,000 to get at 40, and I got $25,000. I'm out of my comfort zone. I've never had this happen to me. I get it. Yeah, normal, absolutely. So maybe you sell 10% of what you have at 250, and 10% at 275, and then 10% of what's left at 300. You piece it out. If you stop selling at, I don't know, 10 quarters, you stop selling at $500, you're averaging out at 375. You don't know the high. I don't know the high. I don't know if it's going to pull back to 200 again from there and go higher again. I don't know. We'll play it when we get there. We'll cross that bridge when we get to that bridge. But in the meantime, if you're at 250 and higher, and you could take money off the table, you do it. And in the end of the day, after you bring in $10,000, $15,000, you say to yourself, I could pay my car loan off right now. I got 4 years of payments left at 10% interest on that consolidation loan my beautiful banker down the street gave me, that bastard. Pay him off. Own that car. I have a mortgage coming up, and the mortgage company is giving me a hard time because I'm at home now and I can't verify my income, and I owe $250,000 on my house, and they want to jack my rate. Well, maybe you shop around to other mortgage companies and you say, I happen to have $25,000 cash that I can put towards the mortgage to pay it down a bit. Here's the balance, but I got $25,000 cash. And the next lender goes, oh, no, you got cash? Oh, I'll give you the best rate. I'll give you a great rate. Switch over to me, no fees. I mean, you're in a power position now. That's what it's all about. You're an investor. You're in a power position. You might decide at $250 a share, now I'm going to write options. I'm going to sell contracts against my stock. The first contract I'm going to write is a $300 contract, good for 2 weeks. And I'm going to bring in $20, $25 a share. That's half what I paid for this stuff. I only paid $50 for this stuff. I'm getting $25 every 2 weeks to write contracts if the stock doesn't jack off, take off and go way over the price. Sorry, folks. I'm all excited. There's ways to really capitalize on this investment. There's huge ways to do this. You've got so many options. Do not be afraid of a winner. Buffett isn't afraid of winners. He holds them, rides them for a long time because if the story's still a good story, it's still a good story. And there you go. Okay, guys. Pardon, Bruce. What did you say? What can I say? I'm doing the best I can, kids. I'm all excited. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there you go. Let's ride this thing as far as it wants to go. Let's see what it gives you. I'm excited for you. I like the story, and I like the technical situation it's in right now. I really like the technical situation. I would not want to be a shorter being short this stock. I would not. Okay. PG rated, Bruce. I mean, come on. Sir. Laugh out loud. Bagels with Jack. Bruce, jack off bagels. Taylor Swift new song. You're the man, Bruce. Such great advice. 90,800 subscribers, and they keep coming in. It's incredible. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Hit that bell notification icon so that you'll be alerted every time I do a new video. Yep, 91,000. Well, I see 91,131, so I'm not sure how many there are. Views. We now have over 34,000 people watching right now on this show. That's fantastic. And thank you for being here with me. 6,200 of you are here live with me right now. 5,900 thumbs ups have come in today. Please keep those thumbs ups coming, folks. Would love to get more. I appreciate it very much. Absolutely wonderful and marvelous and exciting. What's going on here? We are really rolling here, and we are really pumped up. Fantastic. Let me see here. Another one or two PayPal donations have come in. Matt Miner, thank you. New listeners, sorry for the shout out, but all we need to support Bruce. He must be protected at all costs. Check out my wife's Parkinson's Foundation fundraiser through her jewelry line, which is whaleok.com. Check out the store. Fantastic. Thank you for that. You betcha. I'm happy to give you a plug for that. We'll do a shout out for you. Thank you, everybody, for following me and hanging on and tolerating me, letting people get a shout out in for a donation. I do appreciate it, and I know they do too. Alrighty. We've got, let's see if I can take a couple more characters. Let's see if they work. If you can make their comments 200 characters or less, it'll fit perfectly. Here we go. Shout out. There it is. Fantastic. Fantastic. Michael Clark, buddy, do hedge funds use buy, sell, QTY to communicate? We saw many hundreds of 99, 97, 99 quantities at the end of the day yesterday, up and down the buy sell side. Thoughts or ideas? I'm not sure what that actually means. I'm not sure what that actually means. It could well be that there are a number of buyers and sellers that will put in indications of interest on the quote machine towards the end of the day, but they're not serious. They'll show like a big bid, but they actually don't want to buy it. They just want to scare you off, or they'll show off a big sell, and they don't really want to sell, and they're trying to scare you off. That can happen too. It's an intimidation game for those on that level of trading. Most of us do not see that activity, but that can happen too. This is going back to the floor trade days when you used to see the seller in the flesh and blood right in front of you. There was a whole different world going on then on the floor in person. Please explain the 5 parts of this quintuple witching hour we're hoping for. I can't explain all of it, but let me say that on the Friday, the 19th of March, monthly contracts expire at the same time that futures expire, that currency futures expire. A number of reallocations are done with regard to pension fund and ETFs and index fund allocations are all adjusted on that day. It's a big deal. Every 3 months, once a quarter, is a big day on a Friday when everything matures out, expires out on the same trading day at the end of the day, and it happens in the last hour. It's quite intense, and then the last 10 minutes, it's quite intense. A lot of readjusting going on. Anderson, seeing a lot of bad news about FAII. What are your thoughts on investigations into the recent merger? I just talked about this. I've talked about this 10 times today. No one is listening, or people are coming in and asking the same question. Anderson, I've addressed this. It's a scam. It's a way for law firms to get promotion. Investigations are not charges. Investigations are no evidence of wrongdoing. Investigations are promos by law firms trying to get their names promoted. That's all it is. Do not get sucked in to this nonsense. It could well be that there are short sellers out there with huge positions on certain stocks that want to keep a stock down, and they engage an entity to do a press release, and they have no intention of doing anything. I don't know. It's just hot air. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. Danielle, do you believe the theory that GameStop short positions were diverted to XRT and other ETFs? What do you believe the real position is? I say no. I don't believe that is true. I think there are a bunch of fail to delivers going on out there where sales have been made of stock by various institutions that don't have the stock, and the broker can't deliver the securities on behalf of the client, and they go into a fail to deliver scenario, which is good for about 21 days after the settlement time frame. And a lot of stock is going to fall into this fail to deliver category on the 19th of March as well. And I don't think it is just GameStop. there might be others. We're going to read a lot of stuff here. Should be an interesting time between now and then. 123.61 on the GameStop, up about $4 since I started eating my bagel a while ago. I'm kind of happy about that. That's fantastic. You want me to stream the Fed talking? Are you kidding me? You want to watch paint dry? Go watch it somewhere else, buddy. My goodness. Have the hedgies finally caught wind of you, Bruce? Why? Maybe. Bruce, the GameStop jack off and give us a happy ending. It's supposed to be PG rated, you guys. Come on. If there's a short on the stock for $8 on GameStop, then there's a stock split that brings a new cost of GameStop. Does the short stock get split to like the stock? Yes. Yes, it does. Yes. So if you're a shorter and you've shorted 1 million shares and GameStop splits 10 for 1, you're now short 10 million shares. Yes. Yes, that's right. And if the stock goes from $12.50, that's after the split, goes to $12.50 because it used to be $125, and then goes to $50, those 10 million shares are short at $50. That's $50 million. Isn't that right? That's a $500 million. $500 million short position now. Yes. Yes, that's a good question. I tried to send you a message. I'm a lawyer who only gets work through word of mouth. I get work when I provide clients with effective representation. There you go. That's how it's done. That's how lawyers earn a career. That's how they justify their career. They don't have to advertise necessarily, although some do, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of lawyers who do a lot of good in the community. They offer pro bono services. They offer free legal services to their church groups, to their volunteer groups, to all these organizations. And in return, those people who are involved in those entities reward the lawyer when they need to sell their house. They call that lawyer and say, can you handle the sale of my house? Can you handle the sale of this estate issue? That's how it's done. But these lawyers, these law firms that advertise through press releases to try to catch some waves on these SPACs, that the minute the SPAC is created, they're investigating it. That's crap. That is pure hot air. That is just a promotional vehicle to get attention. That's all that is. It's cheap and it's lowbrow. And I don't recommend those firms. I wouldn't recommend them to anybody. Just me. That's my opinion. I've dealt with a lot of lawyers over the years, and I've had some good personal friends of mine that have been lawyers, and they're great guys, and they have a conscience like you cannot believe about every decision they make in their lives. They are always concerned about what people might think of their opinions and thoughts and deeds. Screw those troll firms. Long in stocks, long in life. Thanks for all you're teaching us, Bruce. Love the attitude. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Adam, is it true that when or if GameStop gets placed in the new ETFs, the Russell Index 1000, that they will have new ways to short and hide shares? No, it's not true at all. It's no, not true. Brucey baby, question: if you open up a long call option for VGAC and the merger successfully merges, what happens to your call options? It's still in effect. It's just now a long call option against 23andMe. Everything shifts over. It just changes its name. And if you wrote one contract, you're still short one contract. That's the deal. That's nothing. Just the name changes, and we continue on. It's takeoff to keep it Canadian and PG. Laugh out loud. Oh man, thank you everybody. AB, what was this comment? It's takeoff. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Moving on. Heather, thank you. A scale of 1 to 10. What's the likelihood of GME splitting? I don't know, Heather. I just brought it up as a suggestion. I brought it up as a what if. I brought it up as a hypothetical. And I got to tell you, Heather, I've been talking hypotheticals now for weeks and weeks and weeks. As people saying, well, what do you think would happen if this happened? What do you think would happen if that happened? And that's what I've been answering. And there are people on Reddit who are now posting my comments as if I made these predictions and it's going to happen. And then they're criticizing me like I'm an idiot. Like, oh, he said this. He said it was going to happen. And I don't know how that could happen. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm doing hypotheticals here because you're asking me hypothetical questions. It's all right. I love it. I want it. It's engagement. But with some of these people out there, they take a hypothetical discussion and then they go right out there and go, he said this, and this is going to we're going to watch him. We're going to see what that guy does. And I read about this and I go, who's this guy? Who's this Uncle Bruce they're talking about? I go, that's me, actually. It's like an extension of me. I'm finding it rather entertaining, but sometimes I kind of get worked up about it. Hi, Bruce. Thanks for your great comment and content every day. Curious about your opinion on Rocket. Could you explain what offering a dividend does for the stock price? It's mainly intended to attract long hauls, long bulls. Look, Rocket announced a 110 special dividend. People thought that this would make the stock go to $100 a share. It went to 43. It's now 27 2 days later. It's down 19 cents today. It's really quiet. That in itself is not going to create a massive short squeeze issue. But I will say this, to be fair to everybody who's wondering what's going to happen, when they announced the dividend, they announced a record date and a payable date, the date that the dividend would be paid by. So even though you own the stock right now, you're not getting a dividend. You have to be owning the stock on the day that it becomes the record date. That's usually a week before or something like that, before the payout of the dividend. Might be 2 weeks. So the stock might build in value leading up to the record date of that dividend. Look for that and keep an eye open for it. So if you're long on Rocket or you're buying it now, you might want to wait for the approach of the record date to see if anything happens, because I'm guessing that there are certain people short out there that won't want to pay the dividend, and they may have been buying back with this drop. But I will say they may have shorted in the 20s and they saw it go to the 40s and they're hoping it goes back to the low 20s, and it isn't doing that. So it isn't over for Rocket, but you're going to have to look into that. All right. Okay. Elliot, thank you, Elliot. Hi, Bruce. If you were one of the hedge funds that has deeply shorted GameStop, what would you do to try to minimize losses at this point? Okay, well, what can you do to avoid a loss? Okay, if you're short stock at $50 a share, when that was last week Wednesday, when it took off to 91 that one day, you shorted at 50 and you're still short now, you're down $73 a share. What you could do is you could buy call contracts just against GameStop. Maybe you could buy, well, as I was mentioning before, you could buy in the money call contracts, but they might be very high with premiums. But I will say that if you can buy $50 calls right now, they might run you, let's see, there's 73 in the money, so that's 73 a share, plus some time frame premium. And if it's for this Friday, the premium might not be that high anymore. They expire in 2 days. Maybe they run you $80 and you're in effect paying $130 for the stock. At least you can lock in a 130 price. On the other hand, you could buy call contracts if you were worried that the stock could go higher. But you can afford to buy them back even if they do that. But your thinking is, well, if they go higher, I want to make a lot more money than I'm going to lose on the position I'm running right now. So I have shorted 1 million shares at $50. I need to buy 10,000 contracts to equal 1 million shares. Okay, I'm short 1 million shares. I need to be long 1 million shares or more. Well, if I can control 1 million shares by buying call contracts that might be out of the money a little bit, but could appreciate nicely with a bit of an up move from here, maybe I'll buy the 130s that are good for a month from now or 2 months from now. They're a fortune to buy. They're very expensive, $20-something each share. No, I'm not sure I don't know what the premium is. I don't have a quote machine here, but you can check that out. But they'll pay millions of dollars, millions, to get a position in a million or 10,000 call contracts. They might actually buy 1,000 call contracts at 128, one at 1,000 at 129, and all for a month from now, 5 weeks from now, 6 weeks from now. They'll mix it up. They might buy 20,000 contracts to have 2 million shares of leverage going forward. And if the shares do go up to $175, $200, well, on this hand, we are down $150 a share because we shorted at 50 and they're at 200. But on this hand, we bought contracts for about 2 million shares of amplification and it went way in the money, and we have made more money than we lost on the short. There's that. But if the shares come back down to $85, they can say, well, at 125, we bought those contracts, and the shares have come back $45. That's $45 million that's come down against whatever. We spent $4 million to buy the contracts in case the stock would go up. So we lost that, but we got a $40 million recovery or a $45 million recovery in our portfolio just in case it kept going. And now they're sitting at 85, and they can decide, do we want to hold it longer, or do we buy new contracts at the 90 and 100 and $110 level for another 2 million shares in case it goes back to 125 to 150. So that's what they can do. They have unlimited money to do what they need to do, but they will still win or lose on certain trades. And that's the thing you haven't got. You don't have unlimited money to back up your bet or to hedge your bet or buy insurance against your bet or realign your portfolio against the original bet. You don't have that kind of cash. They do. And that's why the good ones, they stick around a while. They figured it out. They go, okay, we're down, 70 million right now. We're down 70 million. Well, we got 15 billion we're running here. So let's throw in another 5 million to take a hedge over here. And if it works out, then we might only be down 50 million instead of down 100 and down 75 million. Or we're down 40 million instead of 75 million. And then we'll reassess the position at that point in time. There's that. Stock goes to 200. Like I said, they've made a bunch of money on those call contracts. They turn around and they short $1 million now at 200. They short $1 million at 200. Their average is now the difference between 50 and 200. They're short at 125 a share. They've averaged up their short position. They can do that. These guys are around forever. You guys are, if you're day trading, you're here for 5 minutes. If you're here for a week or two, these guys will be around. They'll still be here even after. And if you make money off of them, congratulations. You've doubled your money. You've made 20% of your money. You scored. You made money off the hedge fund. You don't know it, but you did. It's cool with them. You didn't make all the money off of them. You made a couple of bucks. Great. We'll see you later, because we're still here, guys. The hedge funds are going, we're here next year. We're here 5 years from now. There might be other people on this trading desk, but we're still here as a corporation. And that's how this market works out. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Again, I hope that helps. Comments and donations and comments, and thank you. I'm trying to keep up here. Manuel, thank you for keeping things simple. Keeping things simple for us on new to trading. I've been working the front lines on minimum wage the past year, somewhat depressed, and GameStop is giving me hope things can get better. Part 1. Right on. And let's go forward here. Let's see. Let's look. Okay. Part 2, hoping I can give back to my local EMS community if I make it here. Oh, and shameless plug. I run a YouTube channel on photography, which I am using to send this comment. Keep it up, Bruce. Manuel Guzman is a photographer. 2 donations. Thank you very much, Manuel. Good luck to you and your channel. Hope it grows for you. And thank you for these 2 donations, and make a ton of money. That's all I can tell you. To make a ton. Regulator made a buy on Schwab yesterday using their chart info. Today, their charts are showing different info on the charts. Can I hold them liable for the losses? I doubt it. There's probably something in the agreement you agreed to that leaves them off the hook if there's problems. What's so special about March 19, and what needs to happen for GameStop to rise in price by then, and what are the chances? Thanks, Bruce. Did that answer about 30 minutes ago. You may want to go back and look at that answer, or watch tonight on the rerun. You'll get the answer there. Thank you, everybody, for all of that. Over here I go. Thank you to Sharon Chapman. Again, thank you. Sending a donation to tick off the haters, and I'll ask for a shout out for Lethal Voyage while I'm here. 3 to Jen. Right on. Lethal Voyage, guys. Check this out. If you're like, you ever wanted to go on a cruise, but you never knew what it was like, or you haven't been able to go on a cruise for a long time and you really miss it, you kind of miss the ambiance of what it's like to take a cruise. Well, I got something for you right here. Hang on one second. I got something for you right here you may want to get your hands on. 1 minute. Oh, where is that comment? I'm sorry, folks. I'm just trying to get my act together here. Sorry. There it is. All right. You may want to get yourself something like this right here. There we go. Okay. Where is it? There it is. Go to Amazon.com. And not that I'm promoting Amazon in any way, but you can go to Amazon. Get yourself this book right here, Lethal Voyage. This was sent to me by one of my subscribers from my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, Kevin Chapman and Sharon Chapman, husband and wife. He writes these books. These are Mike Stoneman thrillers. This is book number 3, and there's now another one coming out, number 4. This one is all about a cruise ship. We're talking about Mike Stoneman, who's a New York private detective. He and his girlfriend and his partner and his gal are taking we're going to take a 6-day relaxing cruise out of New York to Bermuda. And they were trying to get away, and the next thing you know, dead bodies started showing up on the ship. And they describe all kinds of parts of the ship and the ambiance on the ship and everything else. It's a great read. I read this book in about 8 hours, and I'm not a fast reader. I loved it. It's an evening to get away from the noise. Take a cruise with this book right here, Lethal Voyage. You can get a paperback version on Amazon. You can get an audio version. You can get a Kindle version. Prices vary. Look up Lethal Voyage by Kevin Chapman, and let me know what you think. A bunch of my viewers on TWB, they got it. I promoted this book the first time in the middle of December. I was paid to do it. I was sent a free copy. I read it. I loved it anyway. And now once in a while, Sharon will send me a donation, and I'm more than happy to recommend it because it's a good read. And check it out. I think you'll like it. There you go. So you've never been on a cruise. You always wondered, well, what's it kind of like to be on a cruise ship? This will give you an indication, except for the murder part. But you'll get to learn about the fact that they have a morgue on the ship. Did you know that? Cruise ships have a morgue. Yes, they do. And you'll learn all about that. So there you go. Oh my goodness! Thank you, Sharon, for that, and I'm happy to do it. Always happy to do it. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for being here, following me, tolerating me today, as you always tolerate me. 124.53 on GameStop. The Dow up 189. Hello. The Dow has finally got an uptick going here. We're so happy to see this. We got the S&P up 35. Hello. The NASDAQ down 4 points. Nice. The Dow is near its high of the day, if not in its high range of the day right now. We got Josh Brown talking about what he's talking about on the halftime report. Very good. Sean Ryan, what are your thoughts on the success rate of the mergers on SPACs that you recommend? Well, I like the thoughts, but I don't know what they are. We'll find out when it gets done. Do you think the big players will make it seamless? I don't know. Sean, I like the odds. I think you're going to be okay on these mergers. I really do. But give them some time to go through. Let the mergers happen, and let's see what goes through here. I'm very optimistic, and say I'm a fan of these stocks. I'm a fan of the deals, and I'm a fan of the Wall Street money behind the deals. There's a lot of power behind these deals, and I like what I see. Okay, thank you, everybody. For those, we have 6,100 thumbs ups. Keep them coming, guys. Please hit the thumbs up button and give this channel a little more momentum. We sure could use it. We love it. Thank you. Redbubble purchase was made a little while ago. Thank you again, whoever that was. Thank you to ACT College Prep for your donation. How credible do you believe the theory that GameStop short positions were diverted? I don't think it's credible. But there is shorting going on. Lutz von Lewenthal, thank you for your donation. Thank you very much for that, and a smile. I appreciate that on PayPal. Thank you, Thomas Ware, for your donation. What are the rules for getting margin called? How will the hedge funds get margin called to start the squeeze? Their broker. What kind of broker does a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund issue? Those are good questions. All good questions. A margin call is instituted by the clearinghouse against the firm on failure to deliver, and then there's buy-ins. The broker can't cover. They got to start buying stock and deliver to the clearinghouse. And the client, no matter what the client screams and yells and begs and pleads, no help. They're buying, and you're charged the price, and they're buying at market. Unrelenting market buy orders to the moon, kids. And it's just a matter of enough failure delivers to show up, and then it goes, and that can happen at any time. I wish I could tell you exactly when it'll happen, but there is no formula actually that'll really tell me for sure. But eventually it gets to the point where buy-ins must occur, and that's the way it's going to be. And it can be ugly, violent, and phenomenal, depending on what side of the trade you're on. If you're the lucky customer that's long the stock and it takes off, you're a happy customer. GHIC is down to 14. Buy. There's a promo for you. Anyway, that's what happens. Okay. Ryan Smith, Bruce doesn't own any stock. That's true. Ryan Smith, that is true. I don't own any stock, Ryan. You got a question, Ryan? Something you want to know? I don't own any stock. What's your position on games? I don't own any stock. I don't own any stocks of any kind. I'm a commentator. I'm a market commentator. I'm here to talk to you about what I see going on, putting it in plain English for you. That's all I do. People don't believe it, but I don't own stock. You'll not see me day trading on a computer here on a quote machine or anything like that. I'm just here talking about the market. That's all I do. And I earn money from YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a real creator. I really live off of my YouTube channel. I have two channels, this one and this one, Traveling with Bruce, and I get royalties for merch, like all good YouTubers should have merch. And I have a sponsor member group on Traveling with Bruce. You can become a member of that group if you want. You can join me twice a week for a live show, just for sponsor members. Mondays at 7 o'clock Eastern, Fridays at 7 o'clock Eastern on Traveling with Bruce. Fridays I pull out some trivia questions. We have a real good time. We relax. We have a good time. Small crowd, intimate setting. Your comments, every comment I read, every single comment on those shows, I read every single comment because I only get a few hundred in the hour that we're there. So everybody gets their comments in, no problem. People get to visit, get to know each other. Friends are made. I also go live Monday nights on Traveling with Bruce at 8 o'clock for anyone to join in. And I get donations from people like you see here. And I hold one-on-one sessions alone for people, one-on-one. You want to talk to me about what your investments are, what you're up to, and you want some advice or some thoughts or a reaction or your help with where you're at. That's what I'm able to provide. It's kind of like, talking to your dad or your granddad or Uncle Bruce. I'm not going to judge you. I don't know your parents. I don't know your relatives. So tell me what you want to tell me and I'll react and tell you what I can tell you from my experience. I charge $400 US an hour for that. And you can go to my private email and join in. Let me know you want a one-on-one and we'll set you up for a 1 hour. I do these Saturdays and Sundays. And I'm booked this weekend. I'm almost booked for next weekend. And now the weekend after that will open up. So yeah, that's what I do. I don't own stock. I don't have a conflict of interest here. I don't have any conflict of interest. I'm not telling you about what I like and then I own it too. I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland. I'm telling you what I think. You decide whether you want to believe it or not, what you want to do with that knowledge. It's all up to you. Will you ever do a newsletter? Do I have the time? I can't even go to the bathroom. I do go to the bathroom. Don't worry. I'm okay. But I just don't have time to do everything yet. I'm going to have to hire staff. And I don't know if that's going to happen because I don't know how this channel will do over the next 3 months, 6 months, and a year. You might tire of me in next week or two. I don't know. I don't know. I love that you're here, and I'm so excited and I'm so optimistic. I feel really good, but I want to grow into the channel. I want to kind of figure this out. I don't want to kind of think too far ahead. I don't want to get, way out of this noggin here. I'm really going carefully. So bear with me. We're a little behind maybe where we should be on certain matters. But I thank you all for hanging around and giving me all the encouragement you do. I do love it. Okay. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Whatever we have in retirement, it is not in stock. Okay. No mutual funds, no nothing. Again, I'm just, we got the house and we have assets, but not stock. So there you go. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Fantastic to have you here. Build it and they shall come. That's right. You build the channel and they shall come to follow you. I hope so too. Thank you, all of you, for being here. We've had over 37,000 views of this show already today. Our subscriber count is growing by the hour, and I'm so excited. 91,158. It looks like it sometimes it sits there for a while, and then I pop it up and it shows I've had 800 new subscribers. It's just incredible. Thank you, all of you, very much. We have 6,300 thumbs ups coming in so far. Thank you for that. Please consider giving a thumbs up if you haven't given one already. That adds momentum to this channel, and I do appreciate you for that. We're now 122.62 on GameStop. That's where we are right now. And on the PayPal front, let me get going here. Richard Robinson, thank you for your donation. Love it, Bruce. Very entertaining, informative. Thank you for everything you do. Rick from Springfield, Illinois, just bought one of your coffee mugs as well. Thanks, buddy. That is beautiful. Thanks, man. Thank you. We've got Cynthia Burke. Thank you. I have 250 shares of VGAC, but I don't care. I'm down $350. I don't care. I have faith in the future on this. I am a DNA genealogist, and the potential of merger is exciting. Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you to Edward Fernandez. I think AMC is going to announce a sale to Amazon in cash. If this is the case, what will that do to AMC stock? Well, that depends on the cash price. AMC might sell for $8, 12, 14, 13 and a half, 11.75. I don't know. Why would Amazon pay a crazy price? I don't know. Thank you. Got a sale from Redbubble here. Another couple of items. Thank you, everybody. I am all caught up with your donations. I think if I've missed one, I apologize. Thank you for all your comments so far today. This has been great. 123.24 on GameStop. Fantastic. The Dow's up 142. Yeah. Up 18 on the S&P. NASDAQ plus 12. How many days has NASDAQ been in the red? We could have a nice little bounce today. Nice. GameStop is at 123. Vector VACQ is down 80 cents to 11.80. Nav Site Holdings up 3 cents to 10.25. Rocket up 52 cents. Gores Holdings down 91 to 13.94. VG acquisition down 56 to 10.36. We've got SVAC up a penny at $10. Fortress right at 10.04, down 4. Vanek Vector Semiconductor down 4.16 a unit at 228. Home Depot down 3.47, 253. IBM down 84 cents, 121.52. AMC down 52 cents to 8.06. The Dow, as I say, up 122. Microsoft up 293, up 271. Apple down 2 cents. Apple has recovered most of its loss today. Tesla down $19. That's better, but not leading. Bed Bath & Beyond 28.81, down 22. BlackBerry down 8 cents. Bumble up $1.93, a little recovery from that $62 range. Still down a ways. Holicity, the rocket launcher, they're up 61 cents to satellite launcher to 13 something. What is going on here? Here we go. The cruise lines, Royal Caribbean down 55 cents to 93.93. Norwegian down up a nickel at 33.18. And Carnival down 31 cents to 28.36. That's what's going on over there. And the markets are mixed because right now they're still finding their legs as to what's going on. The Dow is jumping around a bit, but is still pushing a 99-point gain. And S&P up 11 and NASDAQ up down 14. That's what we've got going right now on the markets. Okay, everybody, you're up to speed from yours truly at the moment. Danielle, right now it feels like the time when Jaws went out to sea with GameStop. Have you ever seen a massive attack with volume just like last week, and then don't have Jaws return a week later? Is that music playing in the background? Are we getting ready for a run? Frank, thank you for your donation from Hamburg. Oh, thank you, buddy. I really appreciate that on PayPal. Thank you, Frank, for your donation from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you. That's great. All right, guys, I'm going to pack it in here for a minute or two. I'm going to take a little break. Daniel, do you believe most of the failed delivers were from Wednesday last week? A good chunk of them will be from that, but there could have been a chunk on Wednesday and Thursday as well. There could be a pile coming in. We're going to follow that very closely. I'm going to take a rest now until 3 o'clock Eastern time when I relaunch my afternoon show, which is an hour before the close until an hour after the close, and then check with me. Join me with Max Meyer. I'm going to be on Max's channel at 5:30 Eastern time. So I finish my show here at 5, and then at 5:30, Max and I are live this afternoon, and we'll hang out together today. So if you want to catch Max and I together live, yapping about the market and what's going on. 5:30 on Max Mayer's channel. Maher is how you pronounce that. And I look forward to seeing Max there. So catch me at 3 here and at 5:30 with Max over there. And one day we'll have those guys on my channel. So fantastic, guys. Thank you, all of you, for your kind words. Support all you ladies out there. I love you. And you're always welcome here. Love to have you on my channel. Please consider rejoining us at 3 this afternoon, and catch me with Max later. And we'll be back at it again today to see how this market wants to fare as we wait it out. The Dow right now is down 4 points. It just took a dump. I don't know why. Fed highlights. It must be. They're talking about the Fed. I think they're reacting to the Fed about what's going on. And we got the Treasury note above 1.5%. So there's a knee-jerk reaction to the Federal Reserve Chairman, probably because whenever he does this, that means something. If he does this, that means something else. And people just go crazy trying to figure it out. You think that tweets are interesting with ice cream cones? You should see the Fed guy just walk down the street. Oh, man, people are wondering. Anyway, that's what's going on. The markets are down right now on a bit of a run here. Dow down 31, S&P down 7, NASDAQ down 88. So that's going to hit the big markets quickly on a quick knee-jerk reaction. Hedge funds will sell now, ask questions later, and then figure out what to do next. But the recovery can be just as violent on the other side. We'll see if this is a serious sell-off. It doesn't look like it. Dow's now only down 27. It might be, it's already down 19 now, so it's already coming the other direction. But that's what can happen when Federal Reserve chairmen talk. They give a speech, or they make a comment, have a press comment. We'll see what's going on here. People, they're trying to interpret, what does it really mean? Really mean? It's like people asking me, well, Bruce, you said that GameStop would go up. You thought it would go up. Well, how much do you think it could go up? Okay, well, when will that happen? And, well, what will exactly cause that to happen? Well, okay, if you're eating a bagel on Tuesday, does that mean on Thursday GameStop will double in price? Do you think it has something to do with the fact that other people are watching you eat the bagel and that's what's happening with the Fed interpretation going on. It's just so nitpicky because everyone's looking for an edge. They all want to know what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Nervous ninnies, you got to have a cast iron stomach and just move forward. Believe in yourself. Believe in your convictions. You know you're right. Look in the mirror. I'm smart enough, I'm good enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. There you have it. Stuart Smiley. Be a Stuart Smiley, and you're going to be all right. That's what it is. The Dow's, all the indexes are negative, but slightly negative. The Dow is off 0.1%. S&P down 0.27, NASDAQ down 0.8. Not a big whoop. I don't think this is the end of the stock market. Might be a buying opportunity depending on what it is you like. And so keep your eye and ears open for deals and scoop in and get your hands on one. And there you go. All right, there it is. That's it for me for now. I'm going to be back at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Thank you for joining me in the meantime. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Frank Keller, for that donation that came in. I appreciate it very much. It was nice of you to do that. And all of you as well for these donations. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll see you in a few hours, 3 o'clock Eastern for the close. And then we'll be with Max Meyer at 5:30. All right, guys. Bye for now.